What is up, my beautiful people? The Mapster is back in the house. The house. How y'all doing out there in YouTube land? It is the year of our Lord, February 7th. Saturday, February 7th. Hold on. Saturday, February 7th, the year of our Lord 2026. Ugh. Hey, Army Mom, what's up? How you doing, sweetheart? Show. There she is, Army Mom. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're gonna be going. Hey, Angel Loader, what's up? We're gonna be checking into this Nancy Guthrie case today. It's all the rage. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to know where she is. Is she alive? Is she not? Is she close? Is she far? Is she in Mexico? Is she in Italy? We don't know where. Yeah, it's nice, warm. Where are you at, Army Mom? It's probably 73 degrees out. What's the temperature outside? She's running down. Hey, G of Twins. Good to see you for sure. Oh, Nina the goat. Nina Drew. I see you everywhere. Did you see where Chris McDonough, where I asked him that question yesterday? Stranger danger or acquaintance danger? And all four of the panelists said acquaintance danger. All right. So somebody that knew this woman and that was familiar with the house, Sage, what is up? Yeah, he was great. I love Chris McDonough. I got to be on his panel on Thanksgiving. On his first panel ever, I was like the second guy up there. And I think we chopped it up about the Kohlberger case or something like that. Let's bring in the beautiful, the wonderful, the love of my life and the apple of my eye, the great, the one, the only, Mrs. Mab.
Sweaty Mrs. Mab. I just
It's here.
went for a walk. Whew, and just made it back on time
Yeah.
for the live. I'm kind of
Upper 70s all week. Where are you at?
70 here.
Yeah, it's been like 83 in Arizona. Are you near the incident?
Ooh.
Do you have twins? Oh my goodness. It's lovely to see you guys here. Magnolia? No, I don't. I know where Little Dove is. I know where she is. She's hanging out. I should text her. I should text Little Dove and tell her we're live. Or Donna Clark. Oh, you probably can't do that. Ruby for Justice, what's up? We got peeps.
Hi, guys. Hi, Nina. Hi, Sage. Hi, Ruby for Justice. I'm looking at the chat on Mab's phone. So, but whew, gotta cool off a little bit.
I'm really concerned about the blood droplets on the driveway, and nobody has covered it properly. I don't believe. Hey, Kathy.
Got a
Good to
kitty
see
cat.
you.
Got a pet.
Is it Kathy Pentecost? Is that your religion or your name? Because that Pentecost has always caught my attention when I see. Who
George
wants
is
in?
scratching
George?
at the door. Yes. Little bear. Little bear. That's your daddy. Georgie. Typical cat.
You want in or you want out?
Joe Bear. Hi, baby. I know, because he's my kitty.
It's like scratching at the door wherever I'm at. What's cracking, Tony?
Tony.
It's your real name. That's cool, Kathy Pentecost. What's cracking, pretty teeth? Hopefully, are not her teeth.
Joe.
Joe Bear. I love that cat. She made me into a cat person. Can you believe that shit? Sheriff's Department botched. Yes, they did. Yeah, that old sheriff, he's
Cats rule, dogs drool.
uh
Ah.
that old sheriff has got some miles on him. He's been
Let's see if
rode
I can
hard.
get the kitty for us.
Right. She's been rode hard. He's been rode hard and put away wet. Who was engaged? Hey Connie, what's up, sweetheart? 777 is my lucky number. Yeah. My son loves his cat Louie. She turned me into a kitty person with the first cat we had named Bella. She brought her home. She was stinky, rotten,
my baby.
dirty.
The kitty cat.
Bring him closer to the camera.
Well, I'm afraid he's going to bolt.
Well, if I hold him, you know he won't bolt.
There he goes. You almost got kitty butt.
Oh,
Almost
man.
got the starfish kitty.
Okay.
Are we watching the Super Bowl tomorrow? I went
Hope
and
so.
got some tasty snacks for the day. Ooh.
Yeah. Peach and Dolly are engaged? I
Who?
didn't know that. I saw that.
Oh, are they really? Oh, that's
Next saw the ring.
exciting.
I haven't
We're
seen
going to
it.
all crash their wedding.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
Mm.
Nancy Guthrie. Today is Saturday, so it's been exactly 1 week since Nancy Guthrie.
That is, I can't believe somebody kidnapped an old lady. I mean, I know it. As soon as it happened, I'm like, oh, this is going to be for money because the daughter has money. But,
Right.
oh.
So at 5:32 p.m., she takes an Uber to Tommaso and her sister's house for dinner. Then at 9:48, she's dropped off at her Tucson home by a family member. Now it's coming out that it was the sister, not the brother-in-law. Garage door closes at 9:50. Then at 1:47 a.m., the door camera in the front is disconnected. Like they just take the camera and disable it.
At 1:47?
Huh? 1:47 a.m. Yeah, I think it was a Nest camera, not a Ring camera.
Yeah, they said Nest, but.
And they didn't have the subscription, so there was no recording in the cloud or any of that. The camera's software movement.
You would think so, Kathy.
But there is no available video that Guthrie did not have the subscription to the company, meaning the footage was not saved, which sucks because that would have solved the case.
I know. It's like we have a subscription for ours. It's like $15 a month or something like that. Maybe she just didn't, maybe she just forgot or.
It seems like somebody with that kind of a daughter would pay their thing, right?
Well, not even that, but just maybe, she got the cameras and you've got to, connect it to your credit card and she just didn't do it. Or maybe she changed credit cards and it got dropped because, if your
big
debit
bad
card
mod
gets,
in here. Jenna
what's it called? Like ours got compromised and we had to get new cards and then deal with like all of our subscriptions and we let some of them just go because whatever, we weren't using them.
Garage door never open and closed. I guess that's what I don't understand. Why didn't she just go in the front door? Why did they have to open the garage door? Anyway,
maybe because of the camera.
The camera software detects movement, but no video at 2:12 a.m. Then at 2:28, the pacemaker app disconnects from her phone, so she's probably out the front door at that point because the connection distance is probably 50 feet or something like that.
So they were smart enough to make her take her watch off.
Yeah.
And leave her phone. So this was very well organized, clearly.
So by the time the doorbell camera got disconnected and the pacemaker disconnects, it's like 40 minutes, 40-ish minutes, 45 minutes. That's a long time. That's forever when you're doing a crime, right?
Yeah.
So what I think happened is that the suspect or the perp cased out the joint, broke the lights, the floodlights, took the camera off. Probably came in from the back through the woods or cactus desert.
I'm sure there were more. I feel like this was more than one person. Somebody in the front, somebody in the
Yeah,
back.
I've been thinking that too.
Very well organized. Very well organized. So,
Um,
yeah.
but the blood unsettles me because, well, we'll get into it. We'll bring that up in a little bit. So 12. The Guthrie family checks on her after she did not show up at church. Some reports say she watched church online. Some reports say she actually went to the church. How would she have gotten to the church? Does she drive? All these pieces of information are missing. Yeah, yesterday Trump said he'd be coming to a resolution very soon. This morning we would know. So they've got something going that we don't know about. I'm pretty sure of it. So they call 911. Investigators arrive. Pima County posts on social media. Pima County, Chris Nanos, the old sheriff, speaks to reporters, kind of botches the deal. Then they release the scene prematurely. They bring in the FBI, and then everybody wants to go back in, and then there's a whole cluster F of cluster ukfe of the whole case, right? A ransom, so KOLD TV, Cold TV says received an email Monday night. Okay, so that's Monday night, so a full 24 hours afterwards, gets the first ransom note. Note includes a demand for money set for 5 p.m. There's a second deadline for Monday, which we haven't gotten to yet. So that's strange on its face.
Did they say how much the ransom was for?
So millions, I think it's millions, 3 million if you pay quick, and then it goes up after that. There's conflicting reports. She was 84, Sunday afternoon. Yes, from her home in Catalina Foothills in corporate area. I've got the house pulled up and everything. So, speaking to reporters in the Oval Office, President Donald Trump,
Map,
it says it's
honey,
terrible. Yeah.
you're kind of mumbling.
I'm mumbling?
Kind of. It's hard for me to understand you.
I mumble all the time. It's just the way I talk. So after turning the Guthrie's property back to her earlier in the week, authorities on Wednesday returned to the home for a follow-up. On Wednesday night, they post the social media Instagram video with them all three on it, the one we've all seen. Investigators say they have no proof that she's still alive, but are holding hope on February 5th that she's still out there. Officials revealed that the DNA of the blood on the porch comes back to Nancy. The FBI kicks in the $50,000 reward. Now, my timeline here ends on the 5th, and today's the 7th, so it's a couple of days. Yeah, Savannah must be a wreck. It's crazy. So we'll listen to a couple clips here if I figure out how to operate this thing again. Let's see. Nancy Guthrie is safe but scared. Let's see. Okay. Um,
I will say the letter begins by saying she is safe but scared. And they go on to say she knows exactly what the demand is.
New shocking details have been revealed about the purported Nancy Guthrie ransom note by TMZ boss Harvey Levin, which was sent to the outlet 2 days after Savannah Guthrie's mom was reported missing. Levin told Fox News' Sean Hannity that the note highlighted insider details about her suspected abduction, including information about her Apple Watch and a damaged floodlight at her $1 million home.
So 2 days after, now couldn't anybody have realized, hey, Deb, what's up? Good to see you, Deb Moondorf. Couldn't anybody figure out that the lights were busted and the Apple Watch was in reporting? The timing on that is suspect.
Days earlier, TMZ reported that the note provided a deadline for the ransom payment in Bitcoin for her safe return, and implied something sinister would befall Nancy if the towering sum wasn't paid. It isn't clear if the purported note sent to TMZ was the same as the ones received by local Arizona affiliates. One Arizona news anchor who saw the possible Nancy Guthrie ransom note told CNN it was clear after a couple of sentences that it might not be a hoax.
So they have some inside info that confirms that they were in the house, apparently. Otherwise, they wouldn't believe it. Like, we already know the one guy got busted for a fake text.
A lot of it is information that only someone who is holding her for ransom would know. Some very sensitive information and things that people who weren't there when she was taken captive would know.
Mary Coleman, an anchor for Arizona-based CNN affiliate KOLD 13 News, also revealed that the note had come via email and that police were searching for an IP address. This comes after Today host Savannah Guthrie and her siblings Annie and Cameron made a tearful appeal for their mother's safe return via Instagram on the evening of February 4th.
We are ready to talk. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her.
Anybody get a feeling from the sister on the left?
We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen.
A purported ransom note was also sent to a local Arizona CBS affiliate, which contained details about the 84-year-old matriarch's home near Tucson and what she was wearing on the night of her disappearance. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos told CBS News, although he declined to give any specifics. In a February 5th press conference, authorities revealed that there were still no suspects in the case, and that the drops of blood outside the home, visible in scene footage from News Nation, had belonged to Nancy.
Stop right there. See those tiny little spatters?
Yep.
I'm pretty well experienced in painting, bleeding, okay? I bleed a lot. And, this is not uncommon to see in my kitchen, right? Right?
Or on the back porch, or on the
or
wall.
on the back porch, or in my clothes and everything, right?
Blood everywhere all the time.
So these little, and my blood drops are like these big ones.
That other stuff looks like spray.
This looks like spray.
Yeah.
The blood expert says it's multiple droplets hitting in the same spot that causes that stippling. But I don't buy that. To me, that looks like an impact kind caused that, right? Like there's
right.
blood.
Because if it was a bunch of little drops, it would look more like the one on the grout where it's kind of spread out a little bit.
It would look like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. But look at all these little tiny ones.
Especially congregated in the middle. It looks like spray, but it's a weird spot to have spray.
Yes. I agree. It's baffling.
However, I think blood experts probably know more than we do.
Oh, come on now.
Come on now.
Mab knows everything.
Right. Okay.
Nancy.
Blood on the porch. That was one we did. It came back to Nancy.
The FBI also revealed that some of the notes had included a demand for money with a 5 p.m. February 5th deadline, as well as a second deadline for Monday, February 9th if the first wasn't met. According to authorities, a relative made a 911 call around noon on February 1st to report Nancy Guthrie was missing after she failed to show up for a church service.
Has anybody heard that 911 call?
Oh, hey, somebody said Volcom Mox Sox XO, sorry, I don't have my glasses on, said it looks like coughing up blood. And that's a really good point.
Exactly.
It does.
That was pointed out to me in a chat yesterday when I was mentioning that. Is Oki here?
Who?
Oki Crime News. Hey, good to
Oh,
see you.
hey.
Oh my God, we've got 94 people in here. This is like the most I've had.
Wow, the record.
Well, my first couple videos did really well because I had Psycho Tina on here. Could it have been a slap? I think so. Could it have been a cough? But if she coughed in her mouth and spit it out, or did she just, it almost looks like somebody blowing their nose.
Right,
Like,
that's what, but I doubt an 84-year-old woman would do that unless, it's weird. It's a weird.
no, I would do that. I'd just like, that's what I do.
And somebody also commented that back at the video of the sister with the dark hair, like you were saying, that she rolled her eyes. I didn't see it.
Really?
But, yeah.
You go back.
And she was on blood thinners. Yeah, you will. Mab is on, even just taking baby aspirin every day will make you bleed like crazy. But blood thinners,
We actually have the powder that coagulates your blood like instantly.
The bleed stop.
We have that powder so that like when I cut myself, which I always do, and I can put that on and it'll stop it. But yeah, this dude looks. I'm not.
Who is that?
That's Tommaso. He actually has asshole in his name. Is he an asshole or just a Tommaso?
But who is it?
It's the sister's husband.
Oh, that's the sister, huh?
He's like in a punk band or something, Jimmy was saying, and teaches like 6th grade school. You've never heard of the power?
I would be surprised. Yeah, Jenna Bug, if you go to the pharmacy, you can get it. It comes in a box. Let me go grab it. I'll show you what it looks like.
Hey, Shauna, what's up? He does look evil. Look at that guy. Look at the brows. Looks like a couple caterpillars getting ready to mate, like Dolly was saying. No, I think he was talking about somebody else with spirit fingers. I think you all know who I'm talking about, Mr. Combs. This is the brother-in-law. But reports have come out now that says that it was the sister who dropped her off, not him. Hey, Pat. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, it reminds me of Stephen Stearns.
Oh.
And ICAP was out there, and they don't do anything with internet crimes against children.
She looks more evil than he does.
They both, yeah, she does. Who is that?
Is that the sister?
Doesn't look anything like the sister from the video, the Instagram
Well, she
video.
had glasses on and her hair was back, so it's, I don't know who that is. Hang on, let me put my glasses on. I can't read what it says. Oh, it doesn't say.
She was last seen by Savannah's brother-in-law, Tommaso, after he dropped Nancy off at her home in Catalina Foothills, north.
There's the house. Let's see if it matches the house.
What's white? Oh, it's probably white because it's so hot there. It's a big house. I don't like it personally, but it's big.
I'll take it. I'd trade mine.
Sure.
Swimming pool would be nice.
I'd have to live in Arizona.
I'd even live in the little back one. You could have the front, honey.
Rent it
North of
out.
Tucson at around 9:30 p.m. on January 31st after a dinner, authorities said. In the early hours of the following morning,
Volcom Max, whatever the hell your name is.
That's
I
pretty.
agree. Why would that lady that can't walk more than 50 feet live alone and take Ubers? They have money to accommodate her. I don't get it. Yeah, you'd think she'd have grocery service, people cleaning their windows, doing the landscaping pretty
She
much.
might.
So
So here's the thing. A lot of older people really want their independence.
yeah,
And so they'll just hire people to do the things they can't do, but they don't want someone in their house all the time.
yeah. My dad's 87. I mean, I still got all of my parents. My dad's 87. Carol's 85. My mom's 87, and my stepdad is like 89.
Isn't he? Oh,
And they live on their own. They don't have anybody doing anything.
yeah, but Bruce is always stopping by. We're always stopping by.
Yeah.
They call us if they need stuff, but they're also doing pretty well. You know, they can get around.
My dad can't really get around.
No, but Carol can.
Carol
she
can get
takes
around,
care of
yeah.
things. She's
They used to run marathons. She's a spitfire.
Man, when I read, like, you look online and on TikTok of all these evil monster in-laws, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Carol is a dream for a
Yeah.
mother-in-law.
Wasn't so back in the day, I can tell you that.
at 1:47 a.m., Nancy's doorbell camera disconnects and is later discovered to
There used to be a camera mounted there, right there.
have gone missing. At 2:12 a.m., a camera at the home detects movement, but unfortunately the footage overrode itself because Nancy didn't pay for the subscription service. On February
With millionaire daughter, I don't know how that happened.
3rd, FBI agents were spotted at Tommaso and Savannah Guthrie's sister Annie's home in Arizona as the search
That must be her.
for their missing mother continues. Savannah was also believed to have been there. The elder Guthrie was not known to have illnesses such as dementia or Alzheimer's and was of good sound mind. However, she was described as being in not of good physical health. She cannot walk more than 50 yards on her own.
Now, that's 150 feet. That's half a football field. So that's not
not bad.
It's not
you know,
bad at all.
A
And
lot
it's
of
just-
older people have balance issues or,
Yeah.
some pain, and they use a walker, even though they don't necessarily need it. They just feel more comfortable having that stability.
yeah.
I mean, a lot of my patients are old and canes, walkers, they move in
Judy
slowly.
McGuire, good to see you. My mom is 90. I moved her in. Let's see. Hold on. It's 84, Mr. Muhammad. Oh, yeah. That's.
I didn't see, Kathy, I didn't see the flowers. People keep talking about the flowers. I didn't notice them.
I didn't see any flowers either. My mom's 90. I moved her in with me. She had a pacemaker monitor, and it had to be close. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You got to keep working. I just found that out the last couple of days. I chopped I split a bunch, like a half a cord of wood, and man, I was sore. And then I weed whacked yesterday, the front yard, and I felt that too. So the old man's getting a little bit older. I got to start moving more often. Thanks, Jenna Bug.
Yeah, Jenna Bug, that's true.
Some parents are stubborn. That's my dad, no matter what. My dad actually climbed up on the roof like when he was 82.
My gosh.
To do something, and he
fell.
He fell off the damn roof.
He was so damn lucky. He broke a couple of ribs, and that was it.
And he showed me his leg and his side. It was just purple, the whole thing.
I mean,
what the hell are you doing? You have a son that lives 5 minutes away, and you're too damn stupid and stubborn to just call me and say, hey, can you come and do this? I would have been there in 5 minutes and I would have done whatever he wanted, but no. He's got to do his own thing. So I went and bought him a UTV, like a little dump bed, a little UTV Honda thing. And I got it all went through it all, made sure it all ran great and everything, and got it to him. And then within a week, he tipped it over on the side, and oh my God! Well, he hasn't done anything. I was afraid I was going to actually cause his death because I gave him that thing, but I hope he doesn't do that again. I had to go up there. He broke the steering. I had to weld the thing back together. It was crazy. Anyway, let's finish this one.
And is reliant on life-saving medication, a lack of which for 24 hours could prove fatal.
Now I've heard that, medications are available. I mean, if the kidnappers wanted to get the medications to keep her alive, they could because they're so close to Mexico. And, on the black market, you can get pretty much anything.
Or
in the
if it was
area.
that well organized, they could have taken her medications with her.
But nobody said that the medicines were taken or not taken. What if she had more than one bottle of the same medication? And they took
Right.
enough for her
You
for
would think that
maybe they just took enough for a week. I wouldn't take an old lady like that that was going to die on me, and then I'd be a murderer all of a sudden. My grandfather died at 103.
Oh my gosh.
My grandfather died at 103, and my grandmother died 6 weeks later at 98. My grandfather drove the tractor on his farm and chewed tobacco until I went to a nursing home at 98.
Oh my gosh.
Well, good for you, Amy, in Pennsylvania. I love that. Hey, T. Lee, what's up? I saw you yesterday, too. All right.
Making the hunt a race against time. Today host Savannah Guthrie, who has been with NBC News for nearly 2 decades, has been absent from her morning talk show since Nancy's disappearance, and called off her trip to Italy to cover the Winter Olympics as authorities scramble to search for her mother. Nancy has made various guest appearances on Today over the years since Savannah joined the show in 2011.
She loves us, her family fiercely, and her selflessness and sacrifice for us, her steadfastness and her unmovable confidence is the reason any of us grew up to do anything.
Oh,
that's so sad.
That is. It's crazy.
I mean,
Laura Calvert. Hey, girl. What
Hey,
is
Laura.
up? Where's Heather? Hey, I saw you over in the interview room too, didn't I? Prayers for Nancy. My mom is 93. We only have this year to get someone to help because she's stubborn as I am. Jeez. You talk about stubborn. My dad, he called me last week and said he was taking out a line of credit.
Oh yeah.
He's 90 or he's 87. He's going to take out a credit line on his house so he can do a bunch of improvements. Like, what are you doing that for? You're going to be dead in 3 years.
And his house isn't even paid off. He's just probably going to spend it and then just
My poor
die
dad
in
still has
debt.
to work. My dad still has to work every day to make the mortgage payment. That's how bad with money he is. And it's a long story. I mean, I made this guy over $1 million. I've given him like cash over $1 million, and he still never paid his house off. I paid my house off, but he didn't pay his off. If you ever get a chunk of money and you can pay your house off, do it. All right, because not having a mortgage is awesome. Okay.
And hopefully this thing about not paying property taxes after 65 if you own your home outright will pass. That will be awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know about that. I feel like you shouldn't have to own your home outright to get out of property taxes, but it'd be nice.
You ought to. I mean, no.
You should just not have property taxes no matter what after 65.
I don't even think property taxes should be a thing.
They shouldn't, but
Big Bird.
I mean, we have state taxes and property taxes and local taxes and gas tax. I mean, we're taxed up the
Yin yang, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Guthrie, the mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie, who has been missing now for 7 days.
The FBI is looking into a new message sent to local media about the disappearance. KTLA's Chip Yost is live in Tucson for us with the very latest. Chip, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It was an interesting day out here yesterday. We were outside in front of Nancy Guthrie's house. This is Nancy Guthrie's house behind us, when all of a sudden investigators showed up, cleared the street, made the media leave. They closed off the street, and we saw a bunch of FBI agents and Pima County Sheriff's deputies out here investigating the house. Again, let's show you some video from last night. This is one of the things that happened after they shut the street down. You see a blue SUV being towed away. We had seen that blue SUV.
That would be her car. Finally, they took it from the garage.
Inside of Nancy Guthrie's garage here all week. We don't know what prompted them now to take that away for evidence, but that was taken away. We also see some drone video of investigators combing the home. We don't know what prompted this, why they did this. However, right about the same time that they cleared the street, this message was sent out by the FBI. Let's put it up on the screen if we could for you. It says, in part, the FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department are aware of a new message regarding Nancy Guthrie. Investigators are actively inspecting the information provided in the message for its authenticity. Now, remember, this message came after previous ransom demands, some of them from scammers, but one in particular that investigators were taking very seriously. That one was sent to a couple of news outlets.
How many of these have we gotten? 3, 5? I thought there was only like 2. One was a scammer and the one was real. So Glenn Guthrie is his name, Oklahoma. He's in prison. She escaped. You can read about it. Just Google Glenn Guthrie. Is that the scammer beast? Glenn Guthrie. Big Bird. I love Big Bird. This breaks my heart since the plow hit my mom. She's got dementia. The plow hit your mom? I don't know if she could ever live without me checking on her daily. I'm only 14 minutes away. Well, good for you. Got hit by a plow? A street plow? Snow plow? Good Lord. That's cray. Okay. Alba. Good to see you, sweetheart. Love all you guys kicking in here at the same time. Serial killer. Damn. All right, let's get
Outlets, 2 here in Tucson, and also TMZ, KOLD, the local CBS affiliate here in Tucson, was one of the ones that received that original ransom demand, and they are the ones that got this new message yesterday. One of their anchors put out a message on her X account talking a little bit about what they received, saying it appears the sender used the same type of secure server to hide their IP address, and that the new note contains something the senders seem to think will prove to investigators they're the same people who sent the first note. Last night, Elizabeth Vargas on News Nation spoke more about that message with
can't get over that splatter.
KLD's news director. Take a listen.
No, we are not calling this a ransom note. I'm not sure if that's why the FBI is not calling it a ransom note, but we are calling it a message because no.
A message about a ransom. Come on, what are they just asking about the weather? Are you kidding me?
Further demands were made.
No further demands were made. They already made the demand for millions of dollars. Why would they? Are you serious?
The message offer any way for the Guthrie family to communicate?
No.
All they got right now is a crypto wallet that's valid, and they can deposit money into that anytime they want. So if they want to catch this guy, they ought to deposit like 10 grand into it and see where it goes and what happens to it. I'm sure they have some kind of an AI software that can track, it's all on a blockchain. Every crypto transaction is in the blockchain and it's traceable. But you can get crypto into your wallet. Once it hits your wallet, you can switch it to US dollars in like 5 minutes, and then you can send it to like 5 different bank accounts in 5 different countries in another 5 minutes, and then get the money out, and then you're gone. So, but they can tell what's going on. It's just probably going to be too late.
But they haven't
Wild
shown
goose chase.
proof of life, apparently.
They have not shown proof of life.
Now, investigators have cleared the scene after being here yesterday, so the street is back open. What kind of progress was made, we don't know, but President Trump actually spoke about the case yesterday. Here's what he had to say.
Trump's a boss, man. He's going to, if he says something, that means he knows a hell of a lot more. Let's just hear it.
I think we're doing very well meeting. We have some clues, I think, that are very strong, and I think we could have some answers coming up fairly soon.
So, I think we're going to get this guy. 2 days. We're going to sack him just like we did Maduro.
Now, again, the FBI is offering a $50,000 reward in this case for any information that will lead to the recovery of Nancy Guthrie. Reporting here in Tucson, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.
Chip Yost, thank you very much, sir. I got them all lined up, ready to go. No forced entry. I've had mixed messages on the forced entry, too. No, he's never done that before. Today, he's never took a personal interest in. I mean, he's got Ukraine war. He's got ready to freaking invade Iran. He's got all this shit going on, and he's gonna stop and talk about a missing persons that we talk about. Come on, man. 333 people in the room.
Nice
I love
going,
that.
Mab.
You guys keep coming back, and I'll keep giving you good shit. You have 325. I've got 324 right now.
This says 325.
Yours?
Heather, whatever.
I think, too, it would be cool if they give the perps a helicopter ride. Helicopter ride around Statue of Liberty, too. Yeah. Like they did Maduro. That's funny. Is that Mrs. Mab? Yes, that is Mrs. Mab, I think. Is that you?
What?
Yes, it's her. Big Bird was saying, is that Mrs. Mab?
Oh, yes.
That's
me.
my girl. Phone and TV. Cool, Wild Wonder. Thanks for being here. Good to see you.
I got to grab a jacket or something. Getting cold now.
Okay, so I know something about pacemakers. When I was, about 22, 23 years old, there was a guy who smoked smoked this white powder that ended in cane. Okay. He used to smoke it. And he had a pacemaker, he had heart surgery and a pacemaker. And he would smoke the cane until he died. Then he'd fall over, he'd start shaking, and that you could hear that pacemaker click in, and that thing would keep him alive and bring him back. And then he'd get up, he'd walk back over and start smoking it again. It's the freaking weirdest thing I have ever seen in my life, and I saw it more than once. It was crazy. So I've seen pacemakers keep people alive when they died more than once. So that's crazy. They're calling it a recovery, not a rescue. Oh, that sucks. She could be alive. I mean, she could be alive.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Carol Cook.
Thanks, Carol. What about Matt?
Mav is beautiful too. Thanks, Ash Cash.
Yeah, so the SUV they towed
That's
today was
the what?
Nancy's. You started following me, what? Dolly Vision, yeah. Ash Cash. Good to see you. Damn. Good to see you too. Yeah, well, the thing is, in that desert, everything has freaking thorns. Everything can make you bleed. If I walked through that backyard, I'd look like I got shot when I came out of there. I'd be so bloody.
All those big cactus.
Yeah, everything has thorns.
Yeah.
No matter where you look, there's thorns.
Do you have more on the case, or was
What? What'd you say?
do you have more videos, or
Yeah, I got two more on videos. Well, I want to watch Nancy too. Chris McDonough's on there, and they talk about Celebrite and uh, the nightcap team, or what do they call it? You'll see.
Okay. Whatever you're looking at, we can't see it.
Oh shit! I forgot to share the screen. Sorry, I blew it. I just lost freaking 100 people.
I could hear it. I'm like, I don't know what he's doing, but
You got to catch me quicker than that.
well, I wasn't sure what you were doing.
All right, sorry.
At the forefront of everyone's mind, giving out that timeline so people can then go back and jog their memories. And here you had a neighbor call in with a possibly a good tip, possibly not relevant, but it shows that the press conferences keeping this in the news do result in getting tips. The SUV could be a reflection of something that came out of that second ransom note. It could be a reflection of something that came from an observation from a neighbor, and then also shows the extra investigative support that the local authorities have now with Director Kash Patel was on the news last evening saying full resources of the FBI as directed by that local Pima County Sheriff's Department.
We also know here that Savannah Guthrie and her sister and brother have put out now a couple videos on social media begging for proof of life and any information here. One of them was Wednesday night and the other was Thursday. I want to play a clip for you right here before we get back into it.
We are ready to talk.
This was the first one. And somebody said that she rolls her eyes.
However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward.
And if you tell me where you are, I will come there and beat the hell out of you. That's what he feels like. I get that vibe from this guy. He's a fighter pilot.
But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
When you have family members who...
I'd be pissed if somebody took my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I'd track their asses down, and they would be toast.
We're putting out videos like this, especially when you're talking about such a high-profile case that people are paying attention to nationwide and really internationally as well. How can these videos help or hurt the investigation?
Videos are just heart-wrenching, aren't they, Josh? Right? But they're not intended for us or the public. It's intended to just get that direct line of communication with the kidnappers here, right? Humanized their mother. It's the same way we're thinking about our moms and grandmoms and loved ones when we see these videos. That's the intent of these videos. And then if you try to get that direct communication between them, and here we're not seeing that direct communication between the kidnappers. We're seeing a couple of ransom notes and then a lack of communication. So that's the intent behind this, and trying to keep that humanization of Nancy Guthrie, because we're talking about heinous individuals that did this. So we're trying to build that human connection from the family.
When you look at something like this, we're talking about the ransom notes, and they were sent to media members. We're talking local news stations. We're also talking about TMZ, for instance. How often in your experience do you see a ransom note that is sent to different media outlets rather
Yeah,
than...
that's weird.
Think that's weird?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Why not send it directly to the family?
I don't know. They usually send them to like
Because especially
serial killers and stuff like that. They send like weird ass letters to media
right.
outlets.
I mean, especially if they want money and maybe they don't want law enforcement involved or something like that, then why send it to the media? Like, that's just
Bizarre.
seems really strange to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe they don't have the phone number of Savannah Guthrie.
Well,
how else would they get the message out?
I don't. If they were sophisticated enough to kidnap this woman and disable her cameras and all that stuff, I'm sure they could figure it out.
But they didn't. They didn't know there was a camera on the roof. And neither did the cops, apparently, because they actually found one up there. We'll get to that.
It does happen, here the kidnappers, by choosing to send it to the media and again, not communicating directly with the family, is trying to maintain control, maintain that lack of direct communication. That's always a vulnerability. The more they communicate, the more they give the opportunity for law enforcement. But it's also...
They're not billionaires, but I think they're millionaires. I think she's worth like $80 million or something like that.
Yes, I mean, Savannah's worth some money, and
makes $7 or $8 million a year. She probably takes home about $4 or more, or I don't know. Days ago, in fact is that she's no longer a kidnapping. It's a straight up murder with ransom thrown in for Bitcoin, red herrings. Yeah, that could be too. Yeah, should have taken Bill Gates. Nobody would pay for him. Not even Melinda. Let him be with Epstein.
To keep it on their terms, right? We're going to communicate with you in the means that we determine we want to communicate with you. So it's a bit of leverage here. That second note, possibly even scheduled, because on that first note there were timelines. So again, a chance for the kidnappers to keep their head, buried low, and less opportunity for them to come out and give a chance for law enforcement.
Sticking with the topic of the ransom notes here, how exactly do investigators go about determining whether or not we're talking about a credible sort of ransom note, or if it's something that is not credible? Because we already saw investigators.
Pretty simple, man. They know shit that nobody else knows, that's true, that's inside the house, or about Nancy Guthrie, then it's credible. If it's bullshit, it's bullshit. I could tell just within 5 minutes.
Say they made one arrest in connection with an imposter, as they called it. So how do you go about determining whether or not we're talking about something that is credible or is not?
This guy's an idiot.
They're purposely giving pieces of information out, and they will not reveal everything about those notes. So, maintaining some information from those notes gives them the ability to check to see how real they are.
Yeah.
What included in that note was information that would only be available to either.
But what role does the public play specifically in a case like this one?
Not much.
Huge role, Josh, especially as we get past those first 48 hours, first 72 hours, when it becomes, quite frankly, it becomes more challenging for law enforcement, right? As the time goes by, and that's when we, really tend to lean in on the public and the tips, right? If you think of the assassination of Brian Thompson, it was a tip that led investigators out to.
Who the hell's Brian Thompson? I'm sick of this clip too. Let's kick it. Bam, you're out.
I want to say hey to Guilty of Crime. Thanks for
GOC.
coming.
Wait, hold on a second. I got a new video for you. Hold on.
I got to eat my energy bar. I'm starting to get a little woozy.
Let's see here. Wait. Copy. Paste. Bam. We're gonna watch this video next. All right, hold on.
Unfolds with suspicions circling around family members.
She didn't go to church. We found blood evidence inside the house, and we believe that she was kidnapped by and targeted by a person that knew her. All right. Now they say that she's sharp as a tack, but she needs to have her medicine. She physical ailments and limited mobility. And there she is, 5'5", 150 pounds, 84 years old, brown hair, blue eyes, and well, her daughter's worth $40 million.
Damn! $40 million. I thought it was 80, but I'll take 40. GOC, Guilty of Crime, Jay. It's good to see you, sweetie.
All right. So you would think
I'm stealing your shit.
If her daughter's worth $40 million, that they would come and they would send a note to the daughter, don't you? A ransom note directly to the person that has the money?
Yeah.
Or is that just me?
No.
Anybody?
Yeah. That's what Miss Mab was just saying. Why the hell are they sending it not to her? You're right, Jay.
Pull this down and I'm looking at the behind the scenes stuff. There's still nothing. They're still just back there looking. But let's take a look at this next. Savannah Guthrie's sister was.
Wow, that's new because we were always thinking it was Tommaso, but turns out it was the sister.
The last person to see mom Nancy before she went missing. Sheriff confirms. Oh, let's see what that is about.
It was a possible kidnapping or abduction. The local sheriff said, "I can't think of the last time where in the middle of the night, in someone's bed, an 84-year-old woman disappeared on us." Police revealed to the Los Angeles Times that blood was found in Nancy Guthrie's home in Catalina foothills outside Tucson. There were also signs of forced entry in her $1 million house. Nancy Guthrie, age 84, is reportedly sharp as a tack, but has limited mobility and takes daily life-saving medication.
What is the medication that if she stops taking it, she would die? I don't get that, and it does not sound that credible to me. Mrs. Mab, you got anything on that?
Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos had this message to the possible kidnapper.
Just call us. Let her go. Just call us. We family would tell you. There's no questions asked here, and the family tells us if she doesn't have those meds, it can become fatal.
DNA evidence is being combed over to identify whose blood was found on the property. Nancy's left-behind cell phone is being probed for clues.
We know it was Nancy's blood on the front porch and probably in the house, but if this guy came through the back of the property at night, if he didn't come through the front, if he went to the back and went through those, not the woods, but the shit, the desert, then he probably got stuck and is bleeding too. I hope that's the case.
And neighbors were asked to check their surveillance cameras. Sister Annie didn't see.
Her sister Annie didn't seem what? Wait,
before
hold
her
on.
mom was reported
I don't know
to
why.
have dinner on Saturday, January 31st.
Let me go back a little bit, guys, because I'm telling you, Annie is the black sheep, and I looked at her background and her lazy ass husband. And sorry, lazy husband, if you didn't do it, then you still I hope you're not living off of somebody's money here, because everything I've looked at shows me that there was jealousy. And like I said, if you were going to kidnap an 84-year-old woman with a $1 million home that's in Arizona, because $1 million in San Jose doesn't mean shit.
Right.
But over there it does. Her daughter's worth $40 million. Why didn't they send the ransom
Our house is probably worth almost $1 million, and it's a piece of shit.
note to her? Because that's not what they want. That's why.
Meanwhile, Savannah asked her
Go, Jay. Get him.
2 million Instagram followers for prayers. Raise your prayers with us and believe with us that she will be lifted by them in this very moment. We need you. She ended the post with a plea: bring her home. Savannah was due in Italy on Friday, February 6th for the Winter Olympics opening ceremony. But Page Six can exclusively reveal that she is set to drop out of NBC hosting duties amid this family nightmare.
Oh my God. I hate to say it, but someone 84 with no blood pressure meds or heart caused brain bleed and violence from a perp or perps. That much blood lost on the Porsche. I don't see that she is still alive. Still, damn 12.
That's the thing. If she's taking blood thinners because she had a previous stroke or she has AFib or something like that, and she stops taking them and her blood gets thicker, plus she's under an extremely stressful situation, she could easily stroke out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes. She deserved way better. She deserved at least somebody paying her damn camera bill. I'd have cameras. I'd be wanting to monitor her if I was her family.
That's probably just an oversight. I mean,
All right, so that's that's a great question and a whole other
This month at Subotica Casino Resort.
What was that?
Sorry, my friends. Okay, so I'm looking at the sister as well, and
What?
Nothing.
I see a black sheep, and you're right. It took an hour to call 911, and why didn't they notify about the? It just listen. It sounds too much of a hoax or a creation for me. For it not to be, look at the sister, that's Annie, and Savannah, there's the black sheep in the family.
So Annie didn't really make much of herself, Jay? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I thought Annie was like a poet? Didn't know it? Writer, which means a freeloader? And how did they afford the house they're in? Did Savannah kind of pay for their shit?
Okay, and the black sheep, I'm not saying that other than because I think she is. I really do. Savannah's first husband, an ex, is easy walk in the park. Savannah made a comment on her ex first hubby. All right, thank you, Ryan. Hit that like button. We have 3,525 people in chat. Now listen, Savannah Guthrie, Annie Guthrie's sister, was the last person to see with her mother, Nancy, before she went missing in Arizona, where she lives. Pima County told US Weekly on Monday that Annie, who went to dinner with her mom, Nancy, on Saturday, didn't notice red flags. We saw that earlier, right? And then in this, they were being real specific. They said dinner at 9:30 to 9:45. They said 9:30 several times, and I say they, Thomas said that.
Well, I thought she went over there at like 5:30, 5:42.
Then the wife chimes in with 9:45. Remember, they were both with her. So investigators would back that up to even say 9 or 8:30 p.m. to start looking. Guys, that means that they lied to them, and law enforcement thinks that they're giving them the wrong times. And I'm telling you, law enforcement is saying to go back to even 8:30 or 9, even though the two last people, the daughter and the daughter's husband, say 9:30 to 9:45 because they don't think they're telling the truth. They have their car, they've gone and searched their house, and now they're back searching the mom's house. Okay, so there's another picture with Pima County. There's Annie, All right. That's Annie. That's the sister that I think's involved, who went to dinner with Nancy. And then there's her mother. And she said there was no red flags. And obviously that's Savannah. All right. Law enforcement is not saying anything. They're just saying, take a look at the cameras, back it up to 9 or even 8:30. There's the beautiful house that she lived all by herself. And guys, there's cameras out there. I assure you. All right. This 84-year-old woman who is safe in her own home asleep, and then she's taken. That should never happen. Nanos told US Weekly.
Exactly. Go. Last Supper like Judas. Damn.
Adding that Savannah did not raise any concerns about her mom's health prior to the disappearance. Now, Nancy lives alone in the Catalina Foothill home in Tucson. She has physical ailments and mobility issues to prevent her from walking.
Usually then when older people, like they'll hook up with another older person, you know what I mean? Have a boyfriend or something to share life with, you'd think.
And it's unlikely that she just wandered off, especially now that they're back at that house at the crime scene. And take a look at this picture, guys, because you're going to probably be seeing Annie a lot more. All right. We're going to go back to that scene and see if they picked up anything yet. They're still over there working.
I got the weird vibe from Annie, you know what I'm saying, in that Instagram video where Savannah's clearly the one emotional. The ex-fighter pilot's kind of stoic, but that Annie gives me the weird vibe. What do you think?
Somebody said on here, it's way up in chat, so I can't remember, but somebody said Annie is a Wiccan.
Wiccan, yeah, I heard that too. And that is not good at all. Getting into that shit. It's witchcraft and shit like that. Oh my God. Who's the Wiccan commenter? Yeah, Wiccan. My aunt is kind of into Wiccan too. She's a nutball.
I appreciate everyone here. Hit that like button so we can do a giveaway. All right, let's hit play. They're still out there. Look at that. I can go back a little. You just see them walking around, doing their thing. People are waiting. People are talking. I don't see much news, but they're still there. There you go. They're still out on the property, guys, and they've went back now. Back and back and back. And it's as loud as it can go, but there's just music, so don't worry about it. A big house AF. Guys, there's lots of cameras in that big house. That's a big AF house. There's the media. You can see in the background. People are taking pictures. I believe more items are coming out. And you know, I want to tell you why this is happening. Because what happens is when somebody in the family does this, they've got to do extra work to make sure that those fingerprints, that blood wasn't from a previous visit. Maybe her daughter had her period over there and they found a tampon. Maybe homeboy cut himself shaving. I don't know. Welcome, Lucy.
I think they're all too old for that, in my opinion.
And to the Crime Crew family. Hit that like button, guys. Yeah, agents are at Annie's house right freaking now. And if anybody has my girl tip, if you have a link that you want to send me or whatever about Annie being another suspect, please do. They're all gathered there because we're waiting for law enforcement to tell us what they found. They're calling this the crime scene, and initially they didn't do anything. And yes, we're speculating based on
all speculation. Mab Investigates is a speculative channel. The opinions of the chatters and the Mrs. Mab and Mabster are their opinions alone. This is not factual. It's all speculation, all right?
On Ashley Banfield's report and the research that I've done today of at least now 16 other media outlets that have verified that Ashley Banfield's source in law enforcement is trustworthy, okay? So that's what we're doing with. And I've
Yeah, I was watching the same stuff she's been watching.
changed in my opinion, this is my channel, my commentary. That's what I'm thinking, Noah. I'm thinking they found something critical and they did not realize that it was that close. They didn't realize that it would be her daughter. But I hope she's alive too, because I mean, look at the people. What are they waiting for out there? I mean, clip after clip after clip after clip, guys. I'm telling you, every freaking clip that I'm looking at absolutely says that Annie and her husband are freaking suspects.
Who gets money if she dies?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How much money goes to who? That's important.
And it could be, Savannah's successful, so she doesn't need anything.
She doesn't need any money, but
no, the brother, I don't know anything about the brother. People are saying he's a fighter pilot or something like that. He might be doing okay, but
it doesn't sound like
I don't know anything about any of them.
Doesn't seem like Savannah's like supporting all her siblings or anything like that.
No, why should she?
Shouldn't.
No, they're adults.
Make it on your own.
Yeah. I mean, I could imagine helping them, but maybe they're not even that close.
There was a time when I used to make some pretty big money and I had a lot of jealous siblings that talked a lot of shit. Oh my God.
They're even starting to name her now. It's especially on day one, but is it normal to happen approaching day? Annie Guthrie leaving home. See, and Annie, let me show you this too. Well, nothing's really happening. Well, you see, we're going to keep popping back. There's some stuff going on, guys.
Is that her? Right there?
There's why the crime scene. They're at the sister's house. I'm seeing the sister on an article that I'm looking at behind the scenes, and it's not looking good for her either. Right? 35 minutes ago, Annie Guthrie seen leaving her home, guys, with a federal agent. All right. Normally that's
whoa. I'm gonna bring her in for questioning. See why her timeline didn't match up.
Because they were with her last. Is that correct?
Yeah. Laura Calvert says the same thing I was thinking. She went to church online, right? It was an online service. There should be no one at the church doing anything, calling anything or anything. I'm not sure what's going on.
Day one or day two, but it's day 4 and they're back out there doing this. I mean, come on, guys. You
Big Bird's daughter's friend from dance class's dad, super high up at Quantico, and he's at the scene. Get us some dirt, Big Bird. Read the tea.
A rock. If a rock had a brain, it would be able to tell you. All right. So yeah, I don't see anything else. If you guys are messaging me. All right, let me pop back off for a second and show you. I mean, I don't want to miss something live, but I also don't want to just give you junk. Let's watch this for a second because it looks like something might be happening. No, it's going to be solved. Listen, guys, let me tell you something. Law enforcement is saying that they have cameras, and even though the Ring camera, guys, was pulled off of the front door, there were cameras in the house
and on the roof
that were taken, but they have access to the video. Some of them don't because they recorded over it. All right, now they're taking some of the crime scene off, so they have videos. Some of it was recorded over and some of it not. Now they say they still think she's alive because of the pacemaker. So what are they doing there right now? What the heck are they doing? And let me show you real quick. I'll hop on here. Something's going down. And like I said, I can see Annie with a federal agent 35 minutes ago leaving her home to go with the FBI. Why her? Was it because she's the last person? What are they doing? I think they found her body in the back.
No.
Wait. Hold up. When this clip that we're watching right now, When was this played? How new is this?
7 hours, something like that, 8 hours.
Okay.
This morning.
So Guilty of Crime posted this earlier this morning.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
8 hours ago.
This is a great. I'm like fading because of my walk.
No, come on.
News Nation Live, FBI. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yes. I'm telling you guys, I would never come on here and say this to you guys if I didn't have the evidence. Let me show you this real quick. Hold on. And sorry, I'm still sick. 35 minutes ago, Annie Guthrie, and I've been following Chillinois for a while, seen leaving her home with a federal agent. Is it normal to interview family on day 1, day 2, even day 4? There's an FBI agent right there. You see her badge? You see her? All right.
Bro.
Something's going down, guys. Something's going down fishy. I'm hoping someone saw something. Boxes of evidence have been taken. We're going back
out of the sister's house.
Huh.
Back on. They're doing a check, guys. All right. So right now, investigators are putting crimes. This is what they're doing now. Brian Hinton said so. I saw this, but we're live right now. The FBI and Sheriff's Department are back at Nancy's house after reporters walked all over the property yesterday because the sheriff no longer considered it a crime scene. Now they do. And police and what appear to be feds showed up at Nancy's house, and that's what we're watching right now. So
it's all on X, right?
Oh, we're coming back on. Hold on. Let's bring this down. Remove this and get her back on here, guys. I don't know what kind of breaking news we have, but we got something coming up here. All right. She's starting to. Now, they did a mic check for her. So we're going to wait and see what happens, but something's going on and they're ready. Now, this one is Nancy. Okay, here we go.
News Nation Live, not
I dropped my drink.
The past 2 hours. Whoops. Excuse me. What?
I can't understand you.
It's okay.
Said in the past 2, you can't hear me?
Sorry, guys.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. What's going down? Why they got her? They said, mic check. Come on. I'll keep talking, you guys. I'm getting excited too. I'm like, what? Something's happening there. They're about to report on.
Better get it quick.
It's been a long day already because they're waiting.
Over. You
dropped yours. I dropped my Red Bull, guys.
You got a few seconds.
Buy me a coffee instead of a Red Bull. How about that? Underneath the ground and the birds in the air. You're absolutely welcome. You guys know my situation with Mama Pearl, and you know how much I love my mom and how close I am to her. And I could never imagine this happening to my mom. I know her routine, and I tell her, please fix it. I am on Fox News, but Victoria, if you could send me, if you want to send me something live, guys, you want to? She's alive.
What? And it just goes blank.
Huh.
All right. So she's nothing since then. Yeah, we got the timeline. Yeah, the community doesn't have any lights anywhere for star quality of, you know what I'm saying? Like these people want to be able to see the Milky Way. So there's no, the HOA says no lights anywhere. So it's pitch black out there.
And it seems a little remote. Like she lives on this
It is
big piece
remote.
of property up a
Wanna see?
driveway. Like there's no, it doesn't even look like there's neighbors around.
Let's show you her house.
Because they don't, I mean, when they pan on her house, it's just her home and her big backyard. You don't even see other houses. So
This is her house right here.
Yeah, pan it back out. Like there's just
This is
there's other
Cactus
homes. Oh,
Bay.
okay. But there's a lot
Look at
of
that. Look how big that is.
but there's a lot of space between the homes. Like everybody
Yeah.
has a big lot.
Take
Yeah.
those homes away and it's just all desert.
Yeah.
All this shit here is
And there's all
got
these
thorns on
trees.
it.
So even like this neighbor here with the brown house,
Yeah.
like that's
This
a
one?
lot of space and a lot of trees.
Yeah.
So there's even if they had cameras, they wouldn't see anything. And the White House behind hers,
Yeah.
like even if they had cameras, you wouldn't see anything.
I could see the guy pulling up to this driveway right here, going in the back. No, they went out the front. There's blood there. But if there was two
I mean,
people involved, one came back here, snuck in the back, got her, took her out the front,
you
gone.
could, yeah, gone. I mean, you could easily sneak around in that area. It doesn't look like there's any street lights, like you said.
There's a
Lots of
camera
places
up
to
on this
hide.
roof. There's a camera up on this roof that whoever pulled this off didn't realize that there was a camera up on this roof.
But that camera, what is that going to show?
It's going to show somebody lurking around the place because there was a camera up there. Let's see what Miss Banfield has to say. All right. Breaking. All right. I don't know why you can't share two screens at the same time and then just add them to the studio whenever you want. That's kind of sucks the way it's set up. So Banfield's supposed to have this special source from the law enforcement.
Big day, culminating in a very big night. I am actually recording this at midnight, just at the end of February the 6th, Friday night.
14 hours ago.
Because this day was so jam-packed with developments and activities and like just, I don't know, we just felt we were being yanked back and forth in the missing disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Everything from a new ransom message, not ransom note, just a message to the president weighing in saying, we may be there. I've got so much to update you on, but just within the last hour, and again, I'm recording this at midnight, we've got activity at Annie Guthrie's house, federal agents at Annie Guthrie's house. We have activity also 4 miles down the road at Nancy Guthrie's house. I don't know why all of this is happening in the cover of darkness. Again, it's 2 hours prior to midnight. It's 10 o'clock at night there where this is happening. But the day has been chock full of bizarre activity as well. Agents showing up and shutting down an entire street, moving all the reporters down the street, and then fastening a ladder up on the side of Nancy Guthrie's house, clambering up onto the roof and chiseling away at...
There it is. Camera was on this roof and nobody knew it. There's a tripod right there. You can see my cursor.
Yes, I see it.
What do you know? More cameras. I'm going to tell you everything that happened today, including an incredibly astute analysis from a former hostage negotiator who has something, probably the smartest analysis that I think I've heard throughout this entire awful ordeal about these ransom letters. I think he really puts into perspective what they could be all about.
Let's hear it.
And I'm going to play all that for you in a minute. But I have got to play for you what the President of the United States just said on Air Force One this evening that just kind of gave me whiplash, because I thought, oh my God, he's had a report of some actual movement in this case. Here's the president speaking to reporters. Take a look.
We have some things I think that will maybe come out reasonably soon from DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be suspect. Could be definitive. A lot's taken place in the last couple of hours. A lot of things have happened with regard to that horrible situation in the last couple of hours.
I
wonder what time exactly that was. That was yesterday, right? Or in the middle of the night? I don't know.
That we will maybe come out reasonably soon. FBI, DOJ, could be definitive. A lot has taken place in the last couple of hours. And all of this at a time when there's this frenetic activity out in front of Nancy Guthrie's home, as well as a new ransom. I'm not going to say ransom because they're not calling it a ransom note, but a new communications note sent to, again, a TV station. And the way this is sent makes a lot more sense now, because we all thought they were being emailed, and why were they being emailed to certain people and who? Turns out, no, tip line, webmail, like just through the website. You know, when you set up a customer service.
Thought it was email. The earlier one that said, huh?
That's interesting.
Yeah, the other one said it was
Huh.
an email. Now she's saying it was tip line
Even
on the
through a
website.
tip line. Okay.
That's bizarre.
Service comment, and they say put your address here and put your comment here, and you know, send in your comments. That is how this latest communication came in. I'll explain all of that in a moment. It's KOLD TV in Tucson, but they're not calling it a ransom note. They're saying it's more like a message. And I wouldn't say it's helpful. They're not saying everything about it, trust me, but let me just say this, not helping to further communications. But back to the developments tonight.
It's probably like, give me the money now or she's going to be dead.
Well, weren't we watching something yesterday about how they said pay the money and we'll return her in X amount of hours? And then that guy drew a thing on the map, like he could be at all these different places. I'm like, right, he could still be in Tucson.
It's like a 500-mile or 500-mile circle.
Like they could be in Colorado, they could be out
all the way. Our whole area here in California was included in that circle.
Yeah,
that's huge. That's bizarre. She's dead, dude.
No.
Night. Agents are back in two locations. Nancy Guthrie's home, which is the crime scene, 4 miles down the road. Annie Guthrie's home, Nancy Guthrie's daughter, Savannah Guthrie's sister. So it's midnight Eastern right now and 10 o'clock-ish in Tucson. And agents showed up at Annie Guthrie's home, 3 of them, according to Brian Enton, who's there watching. He's got eyes on. And they showed up in the cover of darkness and then left. I don't know what to make of that. So much that's happening has been unusual in this case, including some of the comments from law enforcement all throughout this. Lots of backtracking, lots of sort of confusing messaging, not the least of which is who dropped Nancy Guthrie off. The sheriff has said 3 different things and then walked it all back saying, we're just going to go with family. Now we really don't even know who the last person or people was.
Annie.
You know, to see Nancy Guthrie. I found that odd. I found a lot of the wording of the...
If you got sources like you say you do, you'd know.
Press conference yesterday odd. I found it odd that a lot of the press didn't pick up on the fact that the sheriff said the car has been towed per a warrant and it's being processed. I believe I reported on Tuesday, Annie Guthrie's car was towed and is in evidence. And then tonight, lest there be any confusion on what car was towed, another car was towed. Nancy Guthrie's car was towed out of her garage at the crime scene at Nancy Guthrie's home. So the reference to a car already having been towed, Nancy's, no, that happened tonight. That would have been Annie's car. At least that's the way I see it when he says, as for the car being towed, that would have been Annie's car being processed as per a warrant.
Okay, if I were going to do this, I would not use my car. All right. I would rent a car under a false
But then there's a paper trail when you rent a car too.
Oh, I'd have false ID and all that. I could wear one of those disguises, rent the car, be like the buzzard lady. Put a wig on. You know what I'm saying? Look like Willie Nelson.
Right? To get a warrant, you got to have probable cause. You got to go before a magistrate usually or a judge and get, get the warrant okayed.
Yeah, go sub up to Ashley Banfield.
Kelly, who you're going to hear from in a bit.
Giving her credit. What?
I was just saying hi to Justice Jane. I'm looking through chat. There's
Justice
a bunch of people.
Jane. Where's Justice Jane? I love Justice Jane.
And Sandra Ernest, she said hi way back, way up in chat. I'm having a hard time watching because I haven't seen this yet. This is all new to me because I've been working and stuff, but
yes.
Construe. Yeah, Dave H 4925. That's what I thought too. They hired the killers. I was like, yeah, you hire someone to do this.
They hired the killers. Big Bird.
Yep.
Big Bird says this.
Lots of great
100%.
comments in chat. You guys are smart.
You guys are
cookies.
smart, especially
Yep.
Big Bird. Big Bird's smart. I know her from a lot of cases over the years. I've seen her. I believe she's passed on to the other side. This is a money grab from someone connected or hired. Annie, a poet / writer, and a school teacher, who's Tommaso. Low-income jobs with high debt for student loans, hurting for money, and they're living in a $700,000 house too, with a mortgage probably. And
What does Annie's husband do? Somebody said
he's like in a
lawyer?
band. He's a bass
Oh.
player. He's some punk rock band, and he's a 6th grade school teacher.
Big Bird says if they hacked in to stop the cameras, disabled them, then who's to say they didn't disable the garage door tracker? I think her car was used to transport her to another car to get her out of there.
So her own car was used.
But somebody says, okay, so Annie's a biology teacher, Dave? Oh, he's a teacher.
Yeah, he's a teacher.
He's
She
a
is like
teacher.
nothing. She doesn't do shit.
She doesn't do anything? Do they have kids?
Don't know. Disabled, and who said they didn't disable the garage door tracker? What's a garage door tracker? You mean the garage door opener? I think your car was used to transport her to another car. Yeah, why open the garage? Thank you, Mab. Big Bird, I've been watching you. I know how smart you are and how much you your heart is for these kids and how you
So
fight for
Big
these
Bird
kids.
says no kids, and Dave H says one kid. Yes, they have one child. Okay. Not Savannah, but Annie.
Just a hint for you, Mab. Yeah, I know how the heart she has for kids and the fights she goes through. Big Bird is Big Bird has some power. The system that records the opening and closing. Yes.
Oh, so
It did release the info of what time it opened and what time it closed. So apparently there's a tracker for that. No problem, Big Bird. We love you.
She and her team reached out to get the warrant, and it was sealed. So don't hold your breath. They're not opening that information up, but I would like to know what the probable cause was to tow that car that the sheriff confirmed yesterday had already happened, that I reported on Tuesday of this week, 4 days ago. So let's see what else. A lot happened today. Again, Nancy's car has been towed from her garage. A Circle K representative has told the media that authorities have come and asked for video to check it against a vehicle that they are looking for.
Yep.
And the Circle K executive said that they complied and gave the video that law enforcement was looking for. Fox had some really, really interesting video today.
I saw Spirit Fingers over there at the Circle K too, and he asked, and they said that they can't comment on it, which means they gave it to him.
Oh.
He was live like about 2 hours ago. JLR.
They videotaped agents on top of Nancy Guthrie's roof.
There
and
they
we've
are.
seen these agents kind of like working a camera until they got it off its mount, removing it from like the
What is this tripod thing?
Yeah, that's weird.
the gutter area of
The gutter area.
on top of Nancy Guthrie's roof.
Okay, we got this. I don't know how to expand it. I'd probably have to make a screenshot and then zoom in, but I got a camera off here somewhere. I don't know what this tripod thing is. Looks like a tripod to me.
Roof. And you
got 3 legs.
could see these agents kind of like working a camera.
I don't see anything in their hands though.
They got it off its mount, removing it from like the gutter area of the roof line. And News Nation also had, drone video.
Aha. There they are right there in front of the house. No, back of the house.
That's the back.
That's where the forced entry was made. So they may have a video of somebody cruising around in this area here.
Showing agents clambering up on the roof with a ladder that they had affixed to the backside of Nancy.
It's that white thing in the dude's hand right there.
Guthrie's home where the pool area and the garden is. That's also the same area where Fox zeroed in on smashed floodlights that are sort of over the back door area, kind of inside the garage into the back door area.
Yeah, they smashed those.
They're probably motion sensor lights.
Yeah, motion sensors right here. I'm pointing with my hand, but you can't. Motion sensors right here.
Yeah.
And then these are adjustable directionally.
We
so
have
they just
those.
pushed them down so they shine at the ground. If the motion is sent, they probably just broke that motion sensor and smashed the light bulbs out of this thing.
The back part of the backyard. And so those floodlights look very smashed to me. The brick even looks damaged if you zero in, but those floodlights are like hanging off of their
So that's in the backyard where that camera is.
Wires. So whomever may have been responsible for this may have been the parties that did that to the floodlights. But I was fascinated to see that way up high on the roof line, these agents who were up on the roof were able to actually physically, get a camera off its mount and put it down beside them on the roof. And what's important to note here is the sheriff had said Nancy Guthrie did not have a subscription service for her Nest system. And I say Nest because my source called these Nest cameras and said they'd been smashed. And the problem with not having a subscription is you don't have the archival video, but you have the alerts. You know when the alerts happen. And if you're lucky enough to catch them live, you can see what's going on live. But the minute it's over, you don't get the history. You can't go back and look at the video. So
seems like there'd be a small memory in the. Yeah, it makes no sense. Definitely backside putting in the work. Yeah, the FBI should take all family members take lie detector tests. Exactly. Hey, Muffin, how you doing? I want everybody to take a lie detector test. The pool guy's family, pool guy's cousin, his wife, her girlfriend, the maid, the lady that brings the groceries, they should all be taking lie detector tests. I'd have them all hauled in at once.
The company that they've been working with to try to get this forensic historical data can only sort of tell them, well, there was an alert at this time and there was an alert at that time. And it's basically motion detected at your back door or motion detected. But the sheriff said there was no way to tell where the motion was detected, which camera. It just said the system detected motion. So the cameras that this Fox News video was able to see today being dismounted, from the gutter area, the top of the roof line, I don't know whether one of those might have been the cameras that alerted, But the sheriff said the cameras, plural, and this was important because my source said that they were smashed. And the wording the sheriff used were smashed. I don't know where you got that. I'm not confirming that. We don't have them. They're gone.
What? See, that's contradictory right there.
That was fascinating to me. Clearly, at least one of them that the Fox News cameras caught today, that was not gone. They got it today, days after the processing of the scene. So some other things that happened today, really, really important. Another note. Let's talk about this other note that came into KOLD. And I don't know. Every time I hear something about these notes, I think more and more these are just, the worst of the worst, scamming parasites somewhere from overseas who know how to work, an encrypted IP address.
I think Queen of Sheba from Nigeria is running from the rebels, and she has $1 billion, but she just needs us to send her a little bit of money so that she can get out of town, so she can get her billions, and then she's going to pay us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we better send her the $5,000 that she needs to get out of the country, and then reimburse us with millions of dollars.
Address and have their ability to cloak their software and ask for Bitcoin. But this was a weird message today because it wasn't a ransom letter. They're not calling it that. And it wasn't a demand, so to speak. It was strange. And KOLD's news director spoke at length about what it was. It was not proof of life. She was clear about that. When Elizabeth Vargas on News Nation asked, did it talk about Nancy Guthrie's condition? The news director of KOLD said, I can't go into that. That was interesting. But then the news director spoke about how that new message came in. It was not an email. This is this weird web-based customer tip line, like put in your name, address, birth date. What's your comment, ma'am or sir? That's how it came in. Not very sophisticated, if you ask me. Certainly not somebody who's planning for a multi-million-dollar kidnapping, hit job. Doesn't seem like it to me anyway. And I'm not the only one who says that. But Yeah, it came in on a web form. And when name, email, and birthday were filled out, news director said name wasn't even on it. It was just a smattering of words. She wouldn't get more clear than that.
Smattering of
Did not leave
words?
a way to communicate. Once again, this was a communication that was not a
These people ain't getting shit. They ain't getting no damn money.
communication, so to speak. Didn't give a way for the Guthrie family to ask for proof of life, to ask about steps afterwards. Like, okay, how do we get our mother back? Once again, amateur hour, it seems. And when I say that, I want you to hear from Dan O'Shea. Dan O'Shea is a former hostage negotiator. He's got a few miles where they can get their money.
It looks like they're both sent from the same person. They are communicating again. So they've already changed at least one condition.
Yeah, but the reality is they have
videos pleading for proof of life and a way to communicate. And now we have, it looks like, according to the news director of the station that received 2 messages, it looks like they're both sent from the same person. They are communicating again. So they've already changed at least one condition.
Yeah, but the reality is they have not provided proof of life. And again, as was stated in their previous show on News Nation by one of the, I think, FBI law enforcement personnel, this isn't like any case I've ever seen. And I've been tracking cases now for 20 plus years. My 2 years.
How are you going to get proof of life without giving yourself away? You're going to have to video her, right? Where are you going to upload the video? To your Facebook account? You know what I'm saying? How would you give proof of life? Set up a video it. Here's how I would do it. I would video her with TV on in the background or a YouTube video playing and a fucking newspaper there.
Right.
Then I would video her, put it on a thumb drive. Then I'd stash the thumb drive over by the police station in a secret under a rock, right? And then I'd say, hey, Sheriff, go out in the front under a rock. There's a thumb drive that has proof of life. So send the money. But apparently people are stupid and they don't know how to do shit. And like Mrs. Mab always says, Daddy knows how to do shit.
In Iraq 486, but I've almost got a PhD in this, and I've never come across this case with the demands sent to TMZ, to local news media. They need to go directly to the family. They're asking for millions of dollars on Bitcoin, which will be untraceable if that money's sent. And they're not acting in good faith. And I frankly think this group is going after the news media. They've created this 24/7 news cycle, and I think this exposure may be part of it. So you have to look at the motives. Why would you go after, Savannah Guthrie is a very high profile figure, but she's not controversial. Why would they go after her mother who's, got a health condition? She's 84. But my bigger concern is the fact that they use violence at the scene.
Yes, because we know that Nancy's blood was found on the front stoop. She was hurt at some point.
What kind of wuss needs to bust up an old lady to get her out of the house?
Well, somebody also said way up in chat, when you get older, your skin gets really thin and you get cut. And so if she's on blood thinners and she's got thin skin, it could be really easy for her to start bleeding.
I'm sure she's a fighter and she was resisting.
Yeah, sure she struggled.
So they had to smack her around a little bit, probably.
While she was abducted.
Poor lady. I hope she's still alive. I hope they find her. Email sent. Did you send me an email? mabinvestigates@gmail.com.
Right. So from the get-go, the family cannot trust that what they're doing with an honest broker from day one. Kidnapping is a business. Kidnap for ransom is a business, and people need to play by the rules. This group or this individual is not playing by the rules. Therefore, the family and the others will be hesitant to move forward because there are no good faith negotiations in this case.
Yeah. Listen, the Guthrie family has a very, very difficult decision, an excruciating decision to make in the next hours and days. Do they pay this ransom without proof of life because the second message does not contain proof of life? Or do they risk something happening to their mother and having to live with the fact that they gave up perhaps the chance to save her? If you were advising this family, because we know the FBI is working closely with the Guthries, what would you tell them? What do you think the FBI is advising them?
Well, you never pay without proof of life. Bottom line, especially not millions of dollars. The fact that they showed violence on the get-go, they have a propensity to violence. There's no guarantee. I'm just saying it's a very tough decision. I can't imagine what the Guthries are going through at this stage, but You cannot pay something without a proof of life. And this clock is ticking. Monday's going to be here very soon. But they have to stay strong because, and there's no guarantee that these email messages are even coming from people who have her. And if they do, there's no guarantee that, that they're going to make a deal to bring home her mother safely.
So take that for what you will. I think a lot of people are weighing in on their feelings about this whole ransom story being ancillary to the actual crime itself. These are just parasites trying to benefit off of this horrible circumstance, this horrible crime that's been committed against the Guthrie family. Maybe we should expect more of this in the future in the AI world that we're living in right now. The ability for scammers overseas to take Americans at will, and they have no compunction, wiping out senior citizens of everything they have. They have absolutely no compunction to do so. So why should they care otherwise? This may be part of our new normal. So as we process the feelings about the kidnap and the ransom notes and whether they're just red herrings, ruses, whatever they are, ancillary problems, one is already being prosecuted in California, right? One guy's already been arrested for inserting himself allegedly into this and demanding, ransom money. We'll see how that plays out. I don't hold out a lot of hope for a jury liking this guy if he ever gets to a jury. Today, more unusual behavior out in front of Nancy Guthrie's house. We've been to this rodeo a few times now, right? Monday, the crime scene is released after 30-ish hours. Mea culpa has already been given by the sheriff. He said, look, Monday morning, quarterback me. I'll take the heat. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. Maybe we should have brought in the feds earlier. Give the guy grace. This is a lot. This is a lot for the sheriff. This is a lot for this department. This is a lot for this community. They don't see a lot of high crime, and the world stage just descended upon him in real time. But he was gracious enough to say, I'll take the heat for that. And then suddenly crime tape went up again midweek, but only for 2 hours. Brian Enton watched the whole thing. He was right there reporting it live on News Nation. And then the crime scene tape went down again. And then again today, all the media, and Brian says there's like 300 media out in front down that road, all trained on Nancy Guthrie's home and whatever activity might be there. Suddenly, the agents are pushing them all the way. Off you go, everybody down the road. We are clearing this road. They shut down an entire spate of road out in front of Nancy Guthrie's home and moved all the press down the way, right? All of that happened right at the same time, roughly, that news of the ransom message, rather, I should call it a new message adjacent to the ransom notes that came out before, all coming at the same time. So lots of analysts are speculating, maybe there's something in the note and the agents are coming in. And they brought in, an FBI response unit, big vehicle pulling into the front of Nancy Guthrie's home. And people, agents are going in and out of the house at this point. So it's a very busy, busy moment in the day. At the same time, there was an older couple that looked like they might have been neighbors, dressed in civvies, right? A woman and a man, and they are in the back area. I'll say yard, but the rough behind Nancy's beautiful manicured backyard and pool area. They're kind of among the cacti and the rough terrain, and they're standing with about 3 different agents, maybe 4, but you can see them kind of pointing things out. These civilians, maybe neighbors, with these agents who are in uniform, looking in the back area. And there's been a lot of this, right? Like there's been sporadic looking. There's been helicopter.
Hold on a second. Okay, Big Bird sent me a link, and we're going to share this. If I can figure out how to do it. Let's see, we'll stop that. Share screen. Instagram. Here we go.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
That's it.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
Whoops. Interesting. All right. Thanks, Big Bird. That was like recently. That's the latest from Savannah. All right. Thank you, Big Bird. I figured out how to do it, and I caught that message, so that was good. Go back to, let's get Ashley taken care of. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her eyes.
I know.
She looks like a demon. Take a screenshot of that.
Helicopters flying above in the last several days. And I keep coming back to Monday, not even 30-ish hours after the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
So what was that message? She's still alive, and I wonder what the message. They said, but they got the message.
And they will
Right.
pay.
Huh?
And they will pay.
Yeah.
They called off the search. Called it off. No need to search here, folks. Nothing to see here. And we won't be reigniting the search unless, things warrant. Well, we've had a few searches since, yeah. But why did they call off the search so quickly on Monday? I still go back to that. And I'm wondering, what did you know? Because an 84-year-old woman is missing. How could you not be searching everywhere for days? Typically, when someone goes missing, searches go on for days.
Yeah, they didn't do a grid search or anything of the cactus area. I mean, it's a nasty search. If you're going to try to do it, you'd really have to have your clothing and everything correct.
Eventually, they start pulling back. It's very, very disheartening for the family. But this was like, nope, it's over. No searches permanently, he said. That's an odd thing to sort of think back on. And then I will come back to this again. I've harped on it already, and I will harp on it again because tonight, Nancy Guthrie's car was towed. On Tuesday, my source told me Annie Guthrie's car was towed, and it was put into evidence. And yesterday, Thursday, February 5th, the sheriff in his news conference said, the car being towed, that's standard, as per warrant, and it's being processed. I don't think that's so standard. I don't think that's so standard. And not many people pick up on that. But I had a pretty fulsome conversation with Megan Kelly about this. Megan is no flies on Megan Kelly. She's a lawyer. She does crime reporting. She's smart as a tack. She is sharp, right? She's smart as a whip, smart as a tack. And so I had this very significant conversation about things that were said and things that were not said in that news conference and where this might be going. Have a look.
Okay, so let's get to your reporting because it was very clearly the gorilla in the room yesterday at that presser.
The gorilla in the room.
Where it came up 3 different times, 4 total, with the sheriff saying, we have no suspects, no persons of interest, and then some broadsides, quite clearly, I thought, at you. I think you agreed. I watched your show this morning without naming you. And some of the media are piling on, if these influencers looking for clicks are reporting, irresponsibly. That's bullshit. You are not an influencer looking for clicks. I've known you 20 years. That's not who you are. So people are dismissing this at their own peril. It is everyone there. Even the sheriff said, no one's been cleared. Everyone's a suspect. So it is not inappropriate to start where all law enforcement starts, which is
the family.
Family, and work out. That's what you're doing. You would be doing that even if your law enforcement source had not said that the brother-in-law may be the prime suspect. It's not inappropriate to ask questions about the family. It's actually imperative. So here's what the sheriff said. Let's listen to SOT 19B.
Nobody's eliminated, but we just really don't have enough to say, this is our suspect, this is our guy, we know, or our gal. We just don't know that. And it's really kind of reckless to report that someone is a suspect when they could very well be a victim.
We got a MAB 324 in the chat. Another MAB. He loves my channel
Really?
name.
Where?
Yeah, MAB 324. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Another MAB. How about that?
Never knew there would be another MAB. There's not many of us.
It's just, I bring to you, to the media, I plead with you to be careful of what it
He's talking to Ashley Banfield is who he's talking to.
is we put out there, because we don't have anybody here listed as a suspect, and you could actually be doing some damage to the case, but you can do some damage to that individual too. This is social media is kind of an ugly world sometimes.
So he's really saying, Ashley, shut the hell up, is what he's saying.
So MAB 324.
Okay, so
are you male or female?
Yeah, MAB 324. Are you like me? Welcome, Mabster, number 2.
Ashley, are you standing by your exclusive reporting broken 2 days ago now that
Three things.
Top
I
law
think we're at
enforcement
three.
official.
Yeah, real early on.
Three. Okay, who's an impeccable source told you that Tommaso Cioni, who is married to Annie Guthrie, Savannah's sister, may be the prime suspect in this case,
At this time.
And that the car that was towed and impounded was Annie Guthrie's car.
Yeah, the word that was used was towed and taken into evidence. I noticed that was actually confirmed yesterday.
So, if Tommaso was the last person to see Nancy, then he would have used Annie's car, right?
Like maybe. So Mab 324 is a woman.
Oh, she's good looking. Maybe I'll have a.
You'll have
Mab mistress.
Mab squared.
Mistress Mab. Mab mistress. Mabsteress.
Car was towed and is being processed as per warrant. That was said by the
Sort
sheriff.
of. He didn't say it was Annie's. And the way he said it actually raised me a bunch of questions. The car, and he made it sound like it was at the crime scene, which is odd. I don't know that Annie Guthrie's car was at the mother's house at any point. You know, actually, here we have it, SOT 16. Let's listen to how he described it.
Yeah, the sheriff is not the sharpest tack in the bulb in the chandelier there, but not the brightest bulb in the chandelier.
The car, the car that was at the home, it's just standard investigative practice.
The car at the home. Which home and which car?
Which car?
He's doing it on purpose or something.
As part of the search warrant scene, court orders, we pull it out of there and do our scene processing with the vehicle.
The vehicle, not the vehicles. Yeah, this guy's very vague.
Part of the search warrant
Well,
scene.
and at the home.
That would speak to it being at Nancy's.
It just said at the home. And they've been at 2 homes. Law enforcement has been at 2 homes.
Yeah.
And my source said definitively, car was towed and is in evidence. That's 3 days ago.
And that it was Annie's.
And said it was Annie's car. Did not say the car, said Annie's car. The sister's car was towed and is in evidence. And he only would say the car.
He did not deny it.
He didn't deny it. He didn't deny a lot of stuff yesterday. He took pot shots, and I get it.
Okay, but let's get to the big headline about Tomas and what your source, because I heard your show. Have you been checking in with your source on that piece of your report?
Multiple times per day. And yesterday, I was told by the same source, still on target. And then he said, let me put it to you this way. If they're taking shots at you, you're standing on the target.
Uh-oh. There you go. If you're taking shots, you're standing right on the target. Mrs. Mab, why don't you tilt your iPad down just a little bit or bring it closer. Your face is a little bit down. Let's see here.
Oh, no. Don't do that.
I want to square you up in the center here.
No.
All right.
That was his word.
So no wiggling, no backing down.
No backing down. No change.
And let me ask you this. Is he, even though I'm just saying he, I don't know whether it's he or she, but is this person, you say a top law enforcement source, but is this person in a position to know about what's actually happening in this case?
Yes. And then after the break, I was informed on day 2 that the sheriff's department tightened up like a noose, angry about leaks. And so if my information wasn't accurate, why would anybody be worried about leaks?
Mm-hmm. Who would care? Ashley Banfield,
right. It must be just some influencer. So that also strengthened this information. I didn't need the strengthening, thank you, given the level of this source of mine. And by the way, I got asked yesterday, Megan, by somebody in mainstream media, well, you're not working for a main
This guy kind of looks evil.
network now. So have your standards dropped? I thought, right. Well,
Lord,
I've been at it 38 years. I don't think I'd throw my entire 4 decades away for one story. You know, I get it. People have to have their own headlines too. But I did find that pretty offensive. No.
Well,
My standards
I've
haven't
noticed
dropped.
something else. Some people who consider themselves close to Savannah, I've observed, have been particularly dismissive of this report. And I don't know if that's out of loyalty to her, like she wouldn't like this, or whether they've actually been in touch with her and she doesn't like this. Either way, with all due respect to Savannah and the family, it's fair reporting.
Yeah.
And you certainly could not go by what Savannah wants you to report in covering this case. Of course, she'd be inclined to defend her family, even her in-law family members. And that there's no question you wouldn't depend upon one of the victims of the crime to guide your investigation as a reporter of the crime. So I've just noticed there's a strain of people who I know consider themselves friends of hers who have been particularly disdainful and are trying to move the coverage elsewhere. And that just can't happen.
Well,
Like,
that would be
that's
a
that's
hit
not how this
to
game works.
integrity of what I do. Would I change the way I work because of who I'm covering?
Nope.
No, unfortunately. And it's been very difficult. We've had to cover, I remember one of the first stories that I covered in 1988 was someone I knew was nicked by the feds for cross-border drug dealing. And I had to put it on the news. That
He was my boyfriend.
was one of my very first stories as a cover reporter. And it was
Wow.
like, well, baptism by fire, here we go. And so out it went exactly as the police had reported it to us at CJBN in Kenora, Ontario. But yeah,
Wow.
that would be a questionable move in journalistic scruples if I decided to couch the reporting because of who I'm reporting on. And it's hard. It is hard. All right. So there you have it. Look, things just keep developing late into the night. So I do these podcasts very late at night so that I can get the whole day summarized into one thing, as many things as I can pack in that happen in this particular story. But I hang on President Trump's words. And he said,
Anything new from her? 15 hours ago, 2 weeks ago? Nope. All right, that's what we got from her. Now, this is interesting. This will be the last
Hey,
one.
Sadie's mama.
Sadie's mama!
It's me, Shauna.
Shauna! You got to go?
Shaniqua Perry.
Shauna, I love you. Much love to you, sweetie. Hello, Sadie's mama. Good to see you, hon. Good to see all you guys. We lost about half of our watching.
Okay. Well, it's been 2 hours. So
What?
What are you looking at? We can't see it.
All right. All right, sorry. Hold on. All right. Mab makes mistakes. Savannah. Bam. You got to get
County Sheriff's Department are aware of a new message regarding Nancy Guthrie. Investigators are actively inspecting the information provided in the message for its authenticity. While this is one new piece of information, the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Department are still asking anyone with tips to contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI.
$50,000 to anybody who knows the dipshit that took this woman.
The FBI continues to offer a reward of up to $50,000 for information leading to the recovery of Nancy Guthrie and or the arrest and conviction of anyone involved in her disappearance. Investigators are back at Nancy Guthrie's house. They are closing down the road and they're moving all media out of the area for what they say are investigative purposes.
So that's a big piece of chunk of road there.
Guthrie's plea. This on the heels of Sister Savannah. As a matter of fact, for those of you that have only seen our friend Savannah Guthrie's agonizing plea for her mother to be brought home, I want you to hear Cameron Guthrie's plea for his mother to be brought home. Listen.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you and we are waiting for contact.
Are they going to have?
It's pretty straightforward. What are you doing?
I was getting my slippers.
Oh, I was like, who's in here?
It's the doggo.
I thought it was a ghost.
To go old school to find Nancy Guthrie. I'm talking about dogs, drones, looking at the area. How far could she have gotten? Are there 2 or more people involved? This, as many speculate, the perp is within or close to the family. But I just want to tell you, let me go straight out to you, Dave Mack. I find it very, very hard to believe. Let's see a shot of Savannah with Sister Annie and Brother Cameron as they were making that plea. I find it very difficult to believe, Dave Mack, that the brother and the sister and Savannah.
Hey, Alex, what's up? Mr. Good looking cooking guy. Cooking with Big Alex. Cooking with Big Alex. You're going to win Turtle Island next year? Or this next season?
Oh, Dolly's on. I think that's why people left.
He's in like a hotel or somewhere, right? Or at the horror convention.
Could
Yeah, I'm
sit
sure they
there
are.
begging
I don't know.
for the return of their mother while secretly wondering, hey, is cousin Larry part of this? I mean, knowing something of that import, I don't see it, Dave Mack. I mean, I know what the statistics say. I know the statistics say look to those closest to the victim. But just looking at the three siblings, I don't see it, Dave Mack. Or maybe is it I don't want to see it?
Nancy, it looks to me like they don't consider it somebody that's very close to them. But Nancy, in all probability, the person or persons involved in this had access to that house before. Now that leaves you with.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit.
Actually saying that.
I'm
Yes, ma'am.
saying that, well, I'm saying it's
That's a yes,
possible there
no.
could, yes, it's possible.
Okay, no. They had the
No.
Celebrex.
Stop it, Nancy. With
Actual
Chris.
abduction.
Watch how Nancy
Miss
treats Chris
Guthrie.
McDonough.
Okay, put him up. Are you saying that now we're investigating a crime on a child? Are you actually saying that?
I'm
Yes, ma'am.
saying that, well, I'm saying it's
That's a yes,
possible there
no.
could, yes, it's possible.
Okay, no. It can get
Okay.
deleted texts, emails,
Here we go.
IMs. It can get encrypted.
Correct.
And it really came to the forefront of our national knowledge, our bubble of knowledge during the Alex Murdaugh trial, when a Secret Service witness took the stand to explain how it was used in that case, and it worked. This is what I'm thinking. That witness that observed the agent coming out with the UFED, it was like, pouring gas on a flame, the suggestion that the families involved. Number one, the families always scrutinized first. Statistically,
Yep.
they are involved. I do not believe at this juncture that is the case here. I want to defend them. So
How do you know, Nancy?
that is not out of the ordinary. This is what I think they should do, Chris McDonough. Everybody take a polygraph.
She gives
Yep.
me the creeps. Huh? Yeah, take a polygraph, all three of you.
Everybody in the family, all the granny nannies,
Yep.
everyone that worked with her in her yard, in her driveway, the handyman.
I just said that a while back, remember? Polygraph everybody and their brother.
Yep.
Or grandma.
Pat Gaines is here.
Pat, good to see you, sweetie. Fixed supper and eating chili dogs. Yum.
The dog.
The Instacart person, the pizza guy, all of them, even the Sunday school teacher. Yes, I said it.
Yep.
Submit to a polygraph. What do you think about that, Chris McDonough? And
Good
then anybody
man.
that says HELLNO, they're
Hell
at the
no.
top of my suspect list.
Yeah, I think almost immediately that's not a bad idea, and I think that could be a path, but you can take Savannah and the brother off of that list right away.
Yeah.
What the anomaly is in that UFED problem here is who brought it to the scene. And that was the ICAC team, Internet Crimes Against Children. So
now this is where Nancy goes off the deep end.
So
Internet
actually,
Crimes Against Children has a special Celebrate unit technology that sucks the information out of phones, tablets, and electronic devices. And they've called it in here. Chris McDonough says they wouldn't have done that unless they found some evidence of crimes against children. But Nancy is not having it.
So this could be a whole other lane that's not even being looked at here that is kind of a one-off from the actual abduction of Miss Guthrie.
Okay, put him up. Are you saying that now we're investigating a crime on a child? Are you actually saying that?
I'm
Yes, ma'am.
saying that, well, I'm saying it's
That's a yes,
possible there
no.
could, yes, it's possible.
Okay, no. They had the
No.
Celebrex.
Chris McDonough is smart. He ain't no dummy.
So they brought it over. Now, if I'm asking you to bring over some case files, do you put on a Crime Stories t-shirt? No. You come in what you're wearing. Case solved.
No.
I don't think
But
there's a... You know what? Take him away. I'm going to let you sit there and think about what you...
See what she just did? She fucking kicked McDonough off the damn camera. Why would you do that? Nancy can be a mean bitch, boy. Did you see that? She booted him right off.
You just said, what? But what?
I'll tell you, here's the deal. When you have a major case like this, and I've worked many of them, and you run across something, you go, what is this? Okay. You don't have the ICAC people show up with their UFED. That just doesn't happen. That is a secondary problem that they potentially could have run into. It may not be involved with Ms. Guthrie in any way, shape, or form.
I'll show you the unit as soon as they show it. Well, look at this UFED. It's called. It's a unit, and it has to celebrate technology, and it's what they use to, like Stephen Stearns. It's what they used on him, on his phone.
These guys
to get like all the freaking nasty ass shit he had on his phone.
Did show up, and they don't.
What?
Somebody in chat, cooking with Mr. Good Looking.
Yeah, that's Alex.
Oh, asked if you got your belt yet.
No.
I know. What the heck?
No belt yet. Jay's been wanting to see it too. A lot of people want to see that belt. I'll probably get it in like a couple weeks. I think he did the stuff on it, but Dolly has got a lot going on, so he's kind of slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Dolly. He's the only one that makes me laugh. You know, when I get on the phone with him, it's funnier than hell.
Don't show up to search for missing 84-year-old women. That's my point.
Okay, they show up when they've got a Celebrite and it is needed there. That's my 2 cents on that. Let's move forward.
Yep.
Away from your theory that we're now investigating crimes on children. Let's try to get out of the weeds and back in the middle of the road. Okay, who are we looking at? Number one, I'm calling for polygraphs. Savannah Guthrie knows exactly what's going on right now. Savannah is not only a sweet, loving, sincere person. I know because I worked with her. I've seen her under all sorts of stressful conditions. Nothing like this, of course. But she knows the law, people, like the back of her hand. And I guarantee you she'd be the first one to get in line for the poly to make everybody else do it. So what do we do now? Todd Shipley is with us, digital cybercrime expert, former Detective Sergeant Reno, 25 years in law enforcement, author of
their ring camera at the house. So there's a lot of other things that explain why this occurred. It wasn't that there was some other crime occurring. The family may have had evidence that they wanted to look at. The Uber receipts, all the other things that were going on. They're trying to build a background around what happened, and it's on phones, because we've talked about this many times about how the phones have everything about our lives, and it's going to describe the mother too.
Okay, you listed, and I really like this idea, Todd Shipley, other things. When I think of a UFED Celebrite, I think of a cell phone, I think of an iPad, a desktop, a laptop. You're saying there are other devices as well that can be factored into the UFED, not just those devices, such as what?
UFED?
So what we're talking about is the apps on the phone, because you can share those apps with other people.
This is correct.
And so I can share my Ring camera app with family, friends, whoever I want to share it with. And that may have been on the phone, and that's what they look.
And that means the app could have caught the real-time event when it happened. If they were sharing the apps, then it would have got notifications too.
They're looking for the Uber connections. They're looking for all the apps that were used to build a background about what the mother did beforehand.
But how would looking at their devices and their laptops and so forth help them establish what Nancy Guthrie did?
Because you can share everything you do. Uber, you do an Uber. I can share it with a family or friend that I did it. I can share the camera itself and let other people see what's happening at my.
It's just like Venmo, you know, when you send Venmo to somebody, if you don't privatize it, it'll say when you get up all your contacts, it'll say, I just Venmoed Joe Blow $50 for pizza and hot dogs. Get my drift.
My house, so I can get the notifications and get information. And that makes
Pizza and hot dogs are different. That's slang for pedo shit.
have been what's on their phones. It's not something nefarious. It's just that all these things can be shared between phones now, and they could have had the images or some other things, maybe even the pacemaker. I don't know how the pacemaker, this particular one, worked, but it could have been shared across other devices so that people knew she was in trouble.
Okay, I've got an example to boil down what you just said, and I found like parables that this made more sense to juries. Okay, we have granny cams at our home because of my mother. My 94-year-old mother lives with us.
You gotta stop it once in a while so I don't get struck. Where's Mrs. Mab? She disappeared.
My husband has the app. I have the app. Our children have the app. So you're saying that, for instance, if the feds came and did Celebrite on me, they could get anything I shared with my children, such as Life 360, Bart.
Exactly.
They're on my Uber Eats. They're on my Uber. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. And Life 360, is a great example of one of those things that are shared commonly amongst family to track and identify where people are at, especially a vulnerable senior. That's an important thing to understand where they're at. And so the family wants to know.
I wanted to stop. This is what you got right here. This is the UFED. The UFED is this little case. This is what they bring. See where that little phone is? They slap your phone in there, and it's like Stephen Stearns would have done. They would have taken Stephen Stearns' phone and plugged it into this unit right here, and it would have sucked all the information out of it, deleted stuff, everything, and then they just give the phone back, right? But Stephen Stearns accidentally did a factory reset on his phone, and this thing sucked all the deleted shit right back out and threw him in jail. They had his ass busted before they ever found Maddie. You know what I'm saying? When God gave him that flat tire and the person saw him on the side of the road and called in that tip, that's how they found her.
Oh, so their apps are going to be tracking what's going on with mom.
Okay, what if they had a family phone plan? Do you know about those? How
Sure.
a group of people, okay, explain that. Would that be included?
Well, it could, it potentially just depends on the settings that you as the user set up or the owner of that family plan. Now, some of those things, those family plans, share the text messaging, share all those things. And you can, as the owner of the plan, can go in and see certain activities, depending on what's happening. So those are other technologies that, law enforcement's going to be looking at to see the behavior before and after the incident.
Yeah, I just merged my AT&T accounts. So
You
they were
did?
separate. Yeah. They were separate for some reason.
Which account?
Remember when they were putting fiber in? They're putting fiber in on our street, and they dug a big ass hole right in front of my house. And then they're using a special drilling machine, and they're putting in fiber, so I'll be able to get 2.6 gigabits per second internet for less than I'm paying AT&T.
So are we switching?
I want to switch. I already sent her lady an email.
No, our AT&T is just for the phones. The internet for the house is Charter Spectrum.
Yeah, and that's like $100.
Yeah.
$79.95 for the fiber, and it's like 10, 50
Way
times
better.
faster. Remember, I checked the speed.
Yes.
And compared it to that. It's like 1,000 times faster. I could start a freaking Bitcoin mining thing here if I had that kind of speed. Yeah. Set up a bunch of computers in the garage and mine Bitcoin while I'm splitting wood.
No, Dave, we're not on the Spectrum. We have Spectrum.
Yeah. R.I.P. Maddie for sure. That poor girl. She didn't have a chance with that damn Stephen Stearns is who in the hell was she? What's her name? Maddie's mother?
I don't
Jen,
remember.
Jen Soto.
Jen. Yeah,
She needs to be in jail, that bitch.
I know.
Itch Bay.
So wait,
Unpaid.
wait. The crafty Halo Angel says, "Have you shared the new video of them paying the ransom?"
They have paid the mirror ransom?
I don't know. That's something new. We don't know.
Who said that?
The crafty Halo Angel.
Have you shared the new video of them paying the ransom? Can you send me a link at mabinvestigates@gmail.com? Or no, yeah, send it there and I'll pull it up if you can do that. Video
I
of
have
them
not-
paying the ransom. Have they paid the
Jenna,
ransom?
Jenna Bug, I was finishing up some laundry. So I've got stuff to do. We're going to watch the game tomorrow, so I don't want to have to do any chores tomorrow. I'm trying to get stuff done.
Hold on a second.
Nancy Grace has too much eye makeup on. Are you looking for your email?
I'm looking for if they paid the ransom.
Oh.
It says, we will pay.
Right,
for
they
the
said they
safe
would.
return. We played that one. But they haven't paid yet. I don't believe.
I can't imagine that would happen.
43 minutes ago.
What?
Well, Jenna Bug, I think. No, somebody sent me. Oh, Big Bird sent me the link. Somebody sent me the
George
link.
wants to see you.
Morning, ready to pay the ransom. Yeah, we played this already. George wants to be in here?
He is in there.
Line,
Yeah,
Todd
I don't
Shipley.
think they paid it yet.
If
They just said they
could,
would.
you said, and I'm using that as a verb, celebrate the family's information. They could then, at the same time, capture any shared apps that were shared with Nancy Guthrie. Correct?
Correct. Exactly. That's why the Celebrate was there. They were looking at every phone.
Got it. And just an example, Todd Shipley, of how important that is, the Brian Koberger, Idaho case. We know that there was a delivery, I think it was a DoorDash, around 4 a.m., 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m., because we saw it on one of the victims' phones. That's how important this is. I'm thinking about how to go old school to find Nancy Guthrie, starting with LPRs, license plate readers, red light cams. Yes, Jeffrey Gentry joining us, forensic certified bloodstain pattern analyst, senior crime scene analyst, death.
Shut up, Nancy, for a second. Every time I hold this cat like this, he relaxes every single muscle in his body and he just flops. And it's like his head is not up. His whole body just.
Look at his back paw. Look at his paws. He just hangs there. His little fuzzy footsies. Oh, he's so freaking cute.
I've been holding him like this since he was a kitten. So every time I hold him like this, he just releases all of his muscles and just lays there like he's asleep. It's just like a dead weight. And he won't try to move until I get like near a surface or something, and then he'll try to move. This is how he loves his dad.
Joe Bear.
Joe Bear.
My little sweetie.
Good boy. You a good boy. In my cat turned me rotten. She ruined me. I used to be a dog guy. Now I'm a freaking cat person. Lord help me.
Kitties are better.
Investigator, author of bloodstain pattern analysis, for author of forensic science, applications to death and crime scene, author of death investigations, information to obtain during a forensic death investigation. It goes on and on. Let's talk old school. We've heard over and over from mainstream media that nobody's door cam could likely catch anything because as the houses in that neighborhood are set far off the street and there is a lot of foliage, trees, you name it,
Foliage. It's not foliage.
Foliage. Well, I think if you're, depending on where you're from, people say it differently.
I'm always correcting Dolly when I watch him. I won't dare.
Dolly, well, he
He makes me
like
laugh.
omits letters from words. He's
And he
just
makes up
like,
new words too. Like I
yeah,
wasn't there. It's like I won't there.
I won't there.
I won't there.
That's why people want to live there.
But
You
that's
have a
what I like.
secluded. Look at all the. Can I see that aerial again? Look at all the trees, the foliage around each home. I see what they're saying, but those streets, Jeff Gentry, have to
Donna. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Donna?
pour out somewhere, like the stream to the
I
river,
won't care.
like the river to the sea. There's an outlet somewhere, and at that outlet, I
won't at the ambulance.
guarantee you, there's a red light. Bam.
Right.
What about
Dollyisms?
I completely agree. At this point, 6 days into this investigation, if you do not have a suspect and you do not have a solid lead, you can't just sit around and wait. I know we have tons of people working on this. You actually have to go out, like you said, get old school. You have to rely on traditional police work, and you have to rely on science to solve this crime. This is not your typical criminal. It's not somebody that has made huge mistakes. They probably didn't have their cell phone with them, where they're going to get cell tower pings. They're not making major mistakes like you see in a lot of crimes of passion. This is obviously planned out. This is not your typical crime. But you see that they did make mistakes. They took things from a lot of crimes of passion. This is obviously planned out.
Beautiful. Look how young she looks. Wonder how old she was in that picture.
Not your typical crime. But you see that they did make mistakes. They took things from the home, like the camera. They made mistakes by leaving bloodstains behind. So when you're talking about forensics and science, you think about every single contact leaves a trace. That's one of the foundations.
You guys think Nancy looked happy. Do you think that they had time to clean up the house inside if there was blood in there? I mean, I don't know.
Of forensic science. Every single contact leaves a trace. So when this person was preparing for this crime, they left forensic evidence. When this person was traveling to the scene, they left forensic evidence. When they broke into the home, and we're talking about forced entry. A lot of people don't know what forced entry means. It means like a door was either pried open, or window was open. Somebody used some kind of a mechanism.
Huh?
George.
What's he doing?
He's scratching on the door.
Front door?
No, your door. He's going crazy. He's running up and down the hall.
My door's open.
I know. I opened it a little bit for him, and he was scratching on it.
Now I got the dog in here bugging me.
Mechanism to unlock a door. So that's what forced entry means. So they're leaving behind evidence. Looking at the front door, I don't see any fingerprint dust. So what I would do in this case is I would scrap everything, start from scratch, recreate this whole event. Try to think about how this criminal got in the home, walk their path. How did they interact with the victim? Walk their path. Did they sit down somewhere? Did they touch things?
That's what I would have done from the very beginning. I don't know why they waited
all
this time to start thinking like investigators.
So
did they wash their hands?
You know what I would have done? Very first thing, I would have walked with a flashlight from as soon as you get off the concrete or whatever into that surrounding scrub. I would have at night. I would have shown a flashlight down by the ground at an angle all around while I was looking. And I guarantee you, if somebody snuck through there in the middle of the night, I'd find their prints for sure. I'd follow them to where they entered that area. I could do that easily. But no, they closed the scene. Sorry. They released the scene and everybody trampled everything. So now you can't do anything like that. They screwed the whole thing. They screwed the pooch on this one.
Did they eat something out of the refrigerator? All of these contacts inside the home and with
the
victim
you're
can
right.
leave trace evidence. It could leave fibers. It could leave fingerprints. It could leave DNA.
Right.
You can't rule anything out in this case. Even if they've released the scene, they can still go back in and use blood-enhancing chemicals like Blue Star in the dark to see if bloodstains may have been wiped up, or maybe small bloodstains that got disturbed during these contacts. You have to think like a criminal in these cases. How did this person get in? How did they exit? The door cam. Most of these door cams, you can't just pull them off. They require some kind of special tool to get them off. So was there some kind of a scratch, or did they leave a fingerprint behind when they were reaching through the door to remove this camera so it wouldn't see when they're walking her out? Like we mentioned before, there doesn't really appear to be a struggle.
They had to leave some kind of forensic behind, in my opinion.
At that front door, we know that she was bleeding. We know she's standing there for some period of time. We believe that she was upright and walked away because the nature of the blood stains. But why didn't she fall to the ground? What was the reason that she left that home?
There's a shoe print right there. That's what I believe this is. Bottom of somebody's shoe that had blood on it from inside the house. Not that they stepped on any of this, but that's a footprint, in my opinion. And somebody kicked rocks onto this porch from that gravel on the side, trying to help her out the front into the car.
Without being dragged away or carried away. There's no evidence that she was murdered in the home. So why did she leave? You have to think about all these things. You can't rely on assumptions at this point. You have to recreate everything and figure out where this person messed up, because this criminal did mess up somewhere and they will be caught.
One thing I've been wondering, and I'm projecting, it's really hard to pick up my mother. It's very tricky to go over there and poke around. Those photos of the blood, that was taken by media. That's not right. No, they should not have released that crime scene because now it's been totally compromised.
Here it is. The gravel kicked over from this place. Shoe print, blood, cough, splatter.
Try a case when the scene's been compromised? It's hell. It's like the golden lottery ticket for the defense.
Can't believe they left this carpet. That could have forensics on it.
To claim, oh, that wasn't there before, it was planted, and so forth and so on. Can we get back to the ransom notes? We all know by now, all you legal eagles know that a fake ransom note was delivered by text to Savannah and I think her brother or her brother and sister. That perp has been found. He's been arrested. And he's going to be prosecuted under federal law. And the theory is he used interstate commerce. What does that mean? Anything that crosses state lines has been deemed by our Supreme Court to be use of interstate commerce. Either you're driving across state lines, that's interstate, and you're using a vehicle and you bought gas. Hey, that's commerce. You may be using the phone. You pay a phone bill.
Love it too, Don.
That's commerce. You may text. You may send a telegram. It doesn't matter. If your communication crosses state lines or any way controlled by the federal government, you have used interstate commerce. Ban to solve this case. When we say old school, Todd Shipley, you are reeling off a lot of must-dos. What are they? What must be happening right now?
Well, from a technology point of view,
and he is in jail. We have also learned, Dave Mack, that law enforcement has said all the fake ransoms are bogging down the investigation. There's that many.
Nancy, this is one of those situations where the media interest, because people are so fascinated by this, mainly because of Savannah Guthrie, but also the fact that there's an 84-year-old woman missing, and it's got people going crazy. So, yeah.
I've got crypto accounts. I should send a freaking thing that says, just send me 10 grand and I'll release her. Make a quick 10 grand.
Yeah. The fact that we know there are ransom notes. We've had plenty of missing people cases that we've covered that didn't have ransom notes, but here we have them. So all the crazies have come out of the woodwork and they're flooding. All the investigators have to take everything seriously. As they said from the very beginning, before they even verified the first ransom notes we heard about, they were like, we are taking every tip, every call seriously. They have to. It's an investigation. And that's what they've been doing. That's how they were able to get the guy arrested in California so quickly. They've already got him admitting that he sent the fake messages. They had him tied down in a matter of 24 hours, Nancy. So yeah, they're spending a lot of time on everything that comes into them, including fake ransom notes, trying to take advantage of a Bitcoin billionaire.
I'm thinking about technology, about going old school to solve this case. When we say old school, Todd Shipley.
People moving around. So law enforcement is looking at is anything they can find where there's a record. They're looking at the tower records for all the cell phones in that area. Keep in mind, there's always going to be a lot of records, but this is the middle of the night, so there'll be less. They're going to get a look at all.
If I was an investigator in the technological, I would have software that would identify all the phones that were pinging in that area, right? and you give that software certain instructions to see what phones went what way. So you could eliminate all the ones that did not go more than 10 miles, right? So most of the traffic that you find in that area would be stationary or within 2 or 3 or 4 miles because they all live in that area. But if you told the software only give me trails or traces that go more than 10 miles, that would eliminate like everybody except for the people who took her, or except for very few that went more than 10 miles away, and light up that trail for me. And that's where I would start, because that would give me any phone that pinged on those towers in that area by her house in that certain time frame, more than 10 miles or more than 5 miles or whatever. You eliminate 98% of the traffic and you focus in on that 2%, and you could catch these people quickly with the correct thinking and the correct software.
All the flock cameras and any cameras that
Mapster happens to be smart. I did some major inventions. I don't want to tell you what they are because then you think I'd be a bragger.
But a lot of criminals also know to leave their cell phones at home.
Yeah, I used to be a criminal, so I know. Not a criminal, just some of the stuff I did was against the law. I just never got caught. But I was a good dude.
that are reading
So it was okay.
license plates in and around the area and throughout Tucson, because they're trying to find any suspect that's moving at that time of night. And so that's going to limit the amount of people moving around. So I know they've already looked at all the Ring cameras in the neighborhood. They're looking at all the records that they could find technology-wise. They've gone through her phone trying to figure out other things that she's done that could lead up to or precipitate something. Keep in mind, we don't know the contact she's had with other people. One of the things I talk about all the time with seniors and vulnerable people is that if you're not paying attention, they could get sucked into some kind of scam and you don't know it. So they're looking at her phone to find out if
those are 90-degree blood stains indicating that they were created when somebody was standing upright and bleeding. What I don't see, though, is any evidence that she was on the ground struggling at any point.
Right.
So if she did fall and was injured.
So this is a blood expert, and this is where I disagree with him on one point, and that's the splatter. That splatter does not come from a nosebleed. It could come from a cough. Usually when you cough up blood, it will come out as spit, not spray, unless she's close to the ground and her mouth was open.
In some way, I don't see any, they're called transfer stains, and they look completely different than the 90-degree blood drops or the stains that you see there.
Yeah.
And if she was on the ground actively bleeding and trying to support herself, trying to push herself back up, you would see evidence of blood transfer on the ground. You would see contact stains on the wall, maybe where she was trying to reposition herself. He's exactly right that the debris is on top of the blood stains, so that gives you an element of timing. But I do know that the weather there in that area, I was told that it's rather windy.
Where's the flowers people keep talking about?
I don't know.
I don't see no flowers.
I
regular
think
basis. And so,
Kathy sent you a picture.
Me a picture?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my email isn't. My MAB investigates email is not working on this computer. I have to get it up here. It's on my
See if
iPad.
I can find it, but I also have to do
My-
some laundry.
It should be up right now. It should be up. The email.
It is.
Are there any new ones?
Inbox.
so it's not
I don't
uncommon
see
for
anything.
things to blow onto
All right, well, it's not there then.
the porch. So it's possible that those
But
debris items
rocks,
were
gravel? I don't see wind blowing rocks or gravel, little pieces of gravel. I don't see that. Maybe a leaf. So what is your analysis about, is he saying debris? It looks like the gravel that was beside, the ornamental gravel that was beside the walkway.
there's an area. So if you look 2 bricks out from the wall, or 2 tiles out from the wall, there's an area where there's multiple blood drops and then little tiny individual satellite stains. And I talked about this the other day, it's called a blood in a blood pattern or a drip pattern. And that's where somebody is stationary and the blood dripping into the blood source or the blood pool creates those little satellite stains.
No, I disagree.
So that's going to indicate that she was standing in that position for some period of time, dripping blood onto the ground. So actively dripping blood onto the ground.
I don't agree with that. That's splatters are too small for that to happen. And if that was true, there would be a big giant round puddle of blood, and then the splashes would be on the periphery. So that's not true. What he's saying.
And then next to that, coming out one tile, you see what looks like possibly a footwear pattern.
I see plant matter. It could be some kind of cactus, whatever grows out there blew into that thing, or maybe it's on the side where the gravel is.
In that, so whoever was assisting her, or if she was
Hold
wearing
on.
shoes,
Where do you see a footwear pattern?
Right
the
there.
third tile out from the wall. There's several drip stains, and then what looks like a footwear impression there,
right there,
or a partial footwear impression.
Jeffrey Gentry, what do you make of the gravel disruption?
That could definitely be somebody walking through it or kicking it, or like your other guest said, if she was struggling in some way, or maybe even trying to get away.
Somebody was on the side of her, helping her walk, and kicked this gravel over here somehow.
That's definitely possible. That the gravel was disturbed there, or whether they were trying to help her up if she fell, or if she was injured, or trying to resist in any way. But if she was on the ground actively bleeding, you would see different blood patterns to indicate that. I don't see anything that to me would suggest.
You know what
that
it
she
indicates
was
to me? Just go with me for a moment. Pull back out if you don't mind on the picture. I want to see the picture at a greater distance. It looks to me like somebody's walking beside her and maybe trying to hold her up, and they've gotten into the gravel. The gravel is to our right. It would be her left, holding her maybe under the arm, and she's walking forward, and somebody is on her left in that gravel. We know her cane was in the home, so she needs help walking. According to Jeffrey Gentry, who's a blood spatter analyst, she's upright and walking based on the blood spatter. So we know at least one person, if we're reading this, yes, in a pacemaker. That's the way I understand it. So we're not going to find her. Somebody even on Twitter tweeted me the novel idea of putting her phone, which was in the home, onto a dog and letting the dog with a handler go through the area and see if the pacemaker alerted. That would be a very rudimentary experiment. It probably would not work, but the point is well taken. Is there a way to track that pacemaker? Does anybody have an idea? Because what I've been told,
military could do it, but you'd have to have a huge antenna to pick up the signal. It would have to be like a huge antenna because the signal would be so weak. You have to have special software. It would be difficult.
the answer is no.
There's probably not. I've dealt with pacemakers a lot because during the death investigations, you have to remove people's pacemakers to have them analyzed. So the doctor can do it in the office, but once somebody is deceased, obviously you don't take them to a doctor's office. So you remove their pacemaker to have it analyzed. But in her case, it sounds like it's still working and could possibly connect if her device is close enough. But I think it has to be within several feet or a pretty close distance to her and the pacemaker to get any reliable information from it.
Well, the other thing is, as I understand it, the pacemaker feeds information back to, let's say, the doctor's office or the clinic or the pacemaker administrator, but you have to be near the device. The pacemaker doesn't send it out across the airwaves. You've got to.
It does.
Or to report once a day.
These pacemakers, they will send out a signal that your phone picks up, and then your phone goes through the cloud trunk IP internet system to the doctor's office. But it does send a wireless signal out to hit the phone. So if you had a big enough antenna, you could definitely scan and find out, but you probably end up with a bunch of other people with pacemakers with the same frequency. So that would screw it up. But it's possible if she was in that neighborhood.
To the doctor's office, typically. I mean, the scheduling could be a variance based on the patient's history. However, they typically have to be near that device, i.e. the phone or an Apple Watch or something to that effect. And of course, now we know at least she was separated from that device around 2:27 a.m. or 2:28 a.m. So she could still, that pacemaker could still be functioning, but it's not reporting. So she very much could be alive.
So, Todd Shipley, you're telling me license plate readers, cell phone data dumps, obviously cameras at red lights for those early morning hours when there's less traffic, any other old polygraphs on everybody. And if you're not willing to take a polygraph, to hey with you, you're now on the suspect list. Am I missing anything, Shipley?
Well, the cameras are going to tell a story. Whether it's going to have a complete story, as we know, it's probably not. But there are going to be a lot of information that they're still trying to go through because you're talking hours.
And there were
of data.
cameras in the home, Todd. There were cameras in the home. Hey, I want you to hear this fact. Dave Mack, tell them about the status of the cameras in the home.
Well, what we were told, or what has been reported, is that cameras inside the home that were there, and they were placed at different angles to cover all areas inside the home so that they could be checked on by family members in case Nancy were to fall or become incapacitated. They could then see inside the home. It has been reported that, yeah, they didn't pay for the subscription service, and so the cameras didn't record anything other than for 8 hours, and then it just continued to tape.
Okay, so 8 hours it records. So it has a small memory in there that overwrites when it's full. So they should be 8 hours worth of video in there. And if there's no movement to make the, see what I'm saying? The camera doesn't work unless there's movement to set it off. So if when they left, cameras would have picked them up and then stopped recording, but saved what they had recorded. Right?
You would think so. So that's, I'm sure they have
technologically
more.
Speaking, that's how it should work.
So
like
they
the
may
ring
have more information than they're telling us, because if they can see inside the house, unless whoever took her knew exactly where those cameras were. I mean, that hasn't been talked about at all.
Right. And the person probably had a ski mask on and all that shit.
Right.
Over. So there is nothing saved. By the time the police were involved, she'd already been gone.
Nothing. And very quick.
It's going to be interesting to find out once this case is concluded what actually happened.
Yep.
Jeffrey, what is the difference in the wide pattern of blood drops and the tight groupings? Is that where you're saying blood into blood? So she's standing in one place? What is that what you're saying? There's droplets and then there's satellite droplets?
That's exactly right.
Okay, Chris McDonough, other than canines, and if you'll recall, Chris McDonough, a canine tracked Lacey Peterson from her home all the way to the San Francisco Bay.
That's amazing because they lived in Milpitas, and he took a boat out of San Francisco Bay and dumped her. Lacey Peterson. Scott Peterson did that. And I think he's actually trying to get out right now. Yeah, that son of a bitch. I remember that case.
Yeah, because that was close by.
I've been into true crime since the Manson case. And that was like a million years ago.
And she was in the back of a boat, we think.
Yep.
Right? That far.
Yes, ma'am.
So if she could be traced that way, I'm wondering why cadaver dogs can't at least give me a direction in which Nancy went.
She wasn't dead.
Well, and that's where the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol canine teams, the BORAC team, was brought into this because those dogs are trained not only in tracking, but they may also have other dogs that are cross-trained in the cadaver aspect. So they're going to put those dogs in a 30-foot lead.
That would be good if you had a dog cross-trained to track live people and cadavers. And I'm sure that's what BORTEC has because they covered the border, which a lot of people don't make it. And when a lot of people get offed and SA'd and all kinds of crazy shit happens to them when they're crossing that border with them coyotes.
And they're going to get some type of sense inside of the house that belonged to Nancy, typically a shirt, a rag, a shoe, something like that.
The Innocence Project is working for Peterson, trying to get him out. Sharon?
Are you kidding me?
No,
I
heard he was trying to get out and then he was making headway. I have to look into it to cover that.
And then they're going to let the dog run. So the fact that those dogs are there, Nancy, they're really stepping it up because those dogs are really super good at what they do.
If you know or think you know anything about Miss Guthrie's disappearance, please dial toll-free 800-225-5324. If you wish to remain anonymous, 520-882-7463. There's a $50,000 reward, 520-882-7463.
Well, folks, covers are Dolly still playing?
Hmm?
Look at the chat. It's going a million miles an hour.
Chat went way down to 51, but
Yeah,
it's been a while, so
it's all right. He's been on there for 43 minutes. That's all right.
that's all right.
We share a lot of the same subs. So, that is our show for the day. I got all kinds of shit up here. Should we share the Instagram photo one more time?
If you want to.
We'll play that as we exit here.
Yep. All right, you guys. Oh.
Now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay. We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
Sad.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
Poor family.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We received your message.
Yeah. Poor people. I hope they catch the son of a bitch who's done this. Terrible. All right, you guys. We've been up here 2 hours and 52 minutes and 22 seconds. We had 350 people in here. Now we got 39. That's okay. I like coming on here and doing shows. I got a big one coming up. So stay tuned. It may be, what's tomorrow, Sunday?
Tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday. Probably won't be then, but I might be able to sneak it in there early if I do it early or late. Anyway,
We'll see.
we love you guys. We appreciate all you guys coming to see us. We'll show you the Turtle Master, the Turtle King's belt as soon as I get it. And let's pray for Savannah's mother, Nancy Guthrie, so that she can be brought home safely and alive.
And I want to say hi to Oh Snap Sharon. Thank you for coming in and checking us out and subbing up. We appreciate it.
Right on.
Thanks, Jennybug.
Yeah. All right, you guys.
Okay.
We are out.
Out.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.
Peace out.